are we
them.
living worse off?
That's their life.
No, no, that's human beings.
Oh, and that's what's wrong with us. Made me face by
That's
having
why
time.
we're gonna
Now
take you.
women are waking up and understanding that having kids is like it's not a requirement for us. It's not a requirement because we already
That's, they're
belong
not.
to our
No,
family,
I disagree.
businesses, and all those things. So like this is why like if you go look up right now,
That's,
there's more. But by 2030, I think they said 45% of women are going to be childless and single. Right? That's what they said.
who is, yeah, in where? In where? Let's just be clear. You know, these
The West,
statistics, they're all,
the Western,
sir?
or so like you know, like the Western, right? The Western.
Yeah, the Western countries. Exactly. So let them. So let them. Because I'm not Western, I'm a black man, you know? Like, let them. It's different for me. Like, I don't, even though I live in the Western world, doesn't mean that I have that mentality, that the same one they do. That it's that simple. Because, by the way, the world population is not getting less, it's growing.
Yeah.
The
But
world
like
is going
now,
up in numbers.
birth rates are lower right now. They're lower right now. If you
Among
look
white
at
people. Among white people.
no, amongst everyone, even black women, like they're even way lower. Like they're lowering because they're women are understanding that having kids is a liability for a woman. Thank you.
Is that
Like
what you look at it?
the world population is not growing. Like yeah, like we're like the birth rates. If you go look it up, they're like declining. This is why they're like pushing all these agendas of like removing abortion, things like that. Because a lot of people are not having kids. Like they're not because women are understanding that having kids is a liability for us. It's a liability, like because you get pregnant and the man leaves you, then you're responsible to take care of the kid. You have to treat the man for child support. You have to do this. The man still wants to have control of your life, even though he doesn't want to marry you. Why will I sign up for that type of rubbish? Why will I sign up for that type of stupid lifestyle? Or let's say even I
That's
get
different.
like let me finish. Let's say if I get married correctly, I be with a guy, but next you know he cheats on me. Now I have to divorce you. I have to lose my house because oh you the one that bought the house, so I have to give it back to you, right? We signed a prenup, right? Let's say we signed a prenup, so everything I don't get anything out of the marriage after I don't invest years on you. I was a stay at home. Why would I do that to myself? Why? Why? So imagine I give birth to 3 kids for this first husband. He cheats on me now because that's what most men they cheat. Like most men, right, especially in this new generation where social media is so gives men the illusion of options. Once again, a problem of our generation. We think we have options when we actually most people do not have freaking options. Most people are not even worthy of options. Most people, but that's a different story. The man cheats on me now. Now I have to get a divorce. I have to go find thousands of dollars to get a divorce lawyer. I have to give up the house because it's under the husband's name. Maybe he signed a prenup. We signed a prenup, so I don't get anything out of the marriage. Like after I stayed there for 10 years plus, like, and I come out and after chase the man for child support. He doesn't want to put up together. Why would I sign up for that type of rubbish lifestyle when I can just be single, look nice, pretty, focus on my money, still have if I want to have that child love, I have nephews, I have nieces, I have a big family anyway. I have nephews, I have nieces. If anything, if I really want to have a kid later down the line, I can adopt. Like that sounds like a nice vibe for me instead of me doing all those man leave you stranded, your man because you man take your man so easily. You guys will sacrifice your own family for your own happiness. A man will leave his wife and kids just to follow a younger woman. That's what most of you men would rather do. So, because I think about men, like I mean, I've heard it from my uncles, from my godfather. I've heard them, and like they men left full blown families because of their own happiness. When we say
So
the alarming girls will lose their rights. That's what I'm saying though.
listen. You said some very excellent points. I cannot deny, honestly, I cannot deny. The point that you were just making, you spoke for quite some time, and I agreed with a lot of it. And you painted a very alarming picture as well, to be completely honest, because it's what you're saying is that the alternative to a happy family life is actually a viable option for a lot of females today. That's what I'm hearing. The adopt a child, work on your career, make your own money, build your own little situation in your own house. And the only rebuttal I can have for you, the only one is literally this. And I'm telling you, it's not even a good rebuttal at this point. It's like, but you need the love, you need the companionship, you need the protection of a man, you need to know, blah blah blah. Like it's not really coming up.
Most men don't know how to protect. Like most men, they don't know how to protect you. You can go outside right now and you get robbed. Most men, they don't even chase that robber. Like most men right now are feminine. Yes, most men are being raised by mom and they're feminine. So even now, most men they don't protect. Like they're not like my uncles, my godfathers. They're not like them. Like if I go out with them, I feel protected. Like if I go out with the club with them, I feel protected. I know that like all the real men around me. If now somebody was to find me, like they immediately go after. Most of these men are feminine. Like you guys don't protect.
I agree. I agree.
Probably a man is kind of like
that's fair
right now.
That's fair. But listen, I think the conclusion to this has to be that both parties need to do better. Basically, everybody needs to do better because in terms of the females, you have to get away from this mindset that you can live life on your own and adopt a child and that will fulfill the emptiness that having a real family gives you. And then as a man, you have to accept that, you have responsibilities. And even if you do, let's say that, as a man, you have a wandering eye and you're out here looking around and you're doing, the left and right. You still have a responsibility to that lady, man. So you still have to pay. Like you still have to take care. If you now put babies in her and she's taking care of your kids, then you still pay her. Then every time she looks at you, the 10K that you need to pay that. I'm sorry, like you have to pay that. So I think it works both ways. But my issue comes when somebody is trying to have their cake and eat the cake too. Do you want to? And that's for the men and the women. And that's why I keep bringing up the point about like the man who ran around the streets for all those years and now he's looking for a clean girl, or the girl who worked her whole life to get her own money but expects now a man is going to come in and just take over and she's not going to submit to him because she's not used to someone being her leader. She's used to being a leader herself. Do you understand? Like for herself. So you have to accept you're not going to be the leader. As the guy has to accept maybe she's ran through, I suppose. Like it's these are the two kind of the two aspects that have to be balanced with one another.
I have a question for any man that's watching. Like, why do you guys think that like you guys are so useful when it comes to, like, just listen, okay? Why do you guys think that you guys are so needed, like, when it comes to protection? Because most of you men do not know how to protect. Like, I swear, most men have like, in this generation, like, people of my, like, my uncles, they know how to do that protection. But when it comes to, you guys do not know how to protect even. So it's like, why do you guys think you guys are so needy when it comes to that? Most of you men do not know how to protect, like that protection. Like even if I said, like if a man rob my girl, I'm chilling. If you're my man, if I'm getting robbed and you're chilling, why do I need you then? Why like?
Yeah, no, that's crazy. If a man robs your girl in front of you, but maybe that's not what he means. Maybe he means like rob my girl, like took my girl, like like took. Maybe does he really mean like, robbed, like physically burnt? Yeah.
Think I steals your girl's purse. If you don't do anything, man, I swear, like you lose my respect, like.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's the point.
For sure.
That, like they're needed in that point of view. They're so needed because. But yeah, if you put them in a situation like this, most men they will not do anything. So like, if you cannot do things like that for that situation, most of you men are not useful. I'm telling you, like most men really think that they're useful. Like you don't.
I agree.
You don't have to protect. You don't have to lead. It's like if a problem comes, you're asking questions. Why as me as this submissive woman, you're asking me 500 questions about a problem? I can give you most people.
Basically,
I can give you, babe, you got this. You're smart. Keep doing it. Like I know that you can do the right thing. I'm supposed to just support you, but me trying to figure out the problem, that's not my job. That's the job of the leader. Like if I have to help you figure things out, you're useless. It's just an extra burden. Women already have other things to deal with in their own family, so
a man has to bring.
He needs to bring.
A man has to bring more than just dick. A man has to bring more than just dick to the conversation. I agree. I agree. So like that's without a shadow of doubt that has to happen. But now to claim that no man is protective, that's also a bit like, let's be honest, it's not like that. I don't agree. Yo,
Okay, so what do you want
Raccoon,
to say?
can you just clarify? Wait, Raccoon, can you just clarify if a man robbed my girl? What do you mean?
I swear you have to clarify because I'm not gonna listen to it.
Why is he not? Do you hear him well?
I don't hear anything.
No, we don't hear you, Raccoon. We don't hear you, man.
I can't hear you. Hold on. How do you deal with people that verbally abuse you? You cut them off straight out though, like, or you try to like, you counter their stuff. You have to know how to counter people. You have to know how to like, let's say like somebody tells you, oh, no, you're this, whatever. You have to know how to insult them back. You have to know how to verbally abuse them back. That's just to do.
Log off, Raccoon. Log off and log back on. Like jump off and jump back on. I think that might help.
Yeah, let me just disconnect them.
Yeah, because I think he can come back on and then he'll be fine when he just ask whenever, man, whenever you're ready. So listen, I guess my only remaining question to you is, so what's stopping you from going the arranged route? What are you waiting for?
Because I said I'm just 23 years old. Like I'm not when I'm 25 or whenever God's timing is for me. And I know it's not right now for sure. 100% is not right now. Right now I have.
Is that because you're still studying? What is that? Why is that?
Yeah, I'm studying. Then plus I want to work on myself. Plus I want to do other things. So that's it. Like this is not the time for me to.
You guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Now it's fine.
Okay, yo. So what I was saying is like, look, if someone robbed my girl, right? What do you want me to do? Like for real, bro, okay, what's her name? Do you know?
Huh?
Yeah. Just what kind of robbery? What kind of robbery are we speaking of? Like,
Yeah, let's
That's what
say
I'm saying. Like someone
somebody.
came with a knife or a gun. Like I'm not doing
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I'm sorry,
Let's
bro.
say a guy takes your girl's purse.
If you took her purse, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? We'll just we'll buy her new stuff. We'll get her
Oh
IDs back. Like,
wow.
bro, there's no way, bro. I'm not doing shit, bro. Trust me. Like,
So
what
what's
if,
the
just look,
problem
look,
with
look.
that? This
Nah,
white
just look.
finger you got.
Just look. What if I chase after the guy? He pulls out a knife. I'm not
Yeah,
interested in
you
that
deal
shit,
with
bro.
it. You're
I'm
mad.
not interested in that shit. I'm
No.
not dying for five
Lillian,
bucks, bro.
chill. No,
I'm
no,
not
no.
dying
I
for a pack
agree.
of
I
gum.
agree somewhat. But you have to at least fake like you're chasing the nigga. Like, come on, man. Like, at
Yeah,
least run
I mean,
after him a
of
little
course.
bit.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah, and
like
then when he
perform
pulls the
for
knife
girl and
out,
shit.
you'd be like, I don't want problems. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
well,
Then you
shit.
back
Yeah,
away.
you gotta do the whole acting shit. Yeah, I know, but like,
Yeah. Don't just let him run. No knife, no nothing, and then just be like, babes, we'll be good. Nah, come on. You have to at least feign like, yo, you
yeah, what the
stop,
fuck,
At
and
bro?
then
least
he'll pull a knife
try.
on you, and then you'll be like,
Just
oh, baby, he pulled out a knife. Let me chill.
Yeah. Then I will
Nobody
understand.
needs to die tonight.
yeah, no, yeah. Of course, like you have to act it
You
out and
see?
shit for
Yeah.
her to
But see,
see
she
you. That's
understood
fine.
that. She gets that part.
No, she doesn't
You
get
don't
that. She
want your
wants you
man to
to
die for your purse. Lillian, do you want your man to die for your purse?
Of course not, but I'm saying at least
lies,
try.
Yeah.
At least
lies.
if I see you trying that, like you're trying to get it, I'm like, oh, at least you're gonna be a man. But if you're letting
Yeah.
it go, like, nah, like, what's the point of you,
I
like?
mean,
Look, can I give you?
like for real though. Like, is your purse life threatening though? Like, is it a life threatening situation? It's not. It's
It
just a
is.
purse.
What if I have like, a lot of money inside it, like, and then like, are you gonna
But that's
provide?
the
What if
thing.
he
Why would you
touches
have a lot of
her?
money
What if he
inside that shit?
touches her? What if he touches her up, like touches her in
Yeah,
sexual way?
now it's life threatening. You know what I'm saying? Because he could be doing some next level shit. But if you just
I
grab her
mean, what
to
if
an
he pulls
extent,
a knife out though? What if he pulls a knife out though?
Yeah, choose
yo,
me. What are you gonna
okay,
do?
okay. So look, wait. So
Lillian, come here, baby. We go. Let's go
wait,
the other
wait,
way.
wait,
Move
wait,
it,
wait,
go.
wait. So if he does all that shit, pulls out a knife, I'm not doing shit. I'm gonna call the cops, whatever. But there's
What?
no
Yeah.
way, bro.
Yeah, but by the
Bro,
time you call the cops, she's dead. She's dead. Like, what the
well, that's the
fuck?
thing. If he was gonna kill you, then he's gonna kill anyone. He's gonna kill me too. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna
Nobody
call the cops.
try to get a like a weapon. Like,
Bro, the moment I see a lethal weapon, bro, I don't think you get look. I think you guys are sitting comfortably at home, so you don't really like you can't really
Would you
fathom
run
the
away?
idea of being in
Would
that
you run
situation.
away? Would you run away from her? Would you run away from the situation without her?
A lie? You
No, I
definitely
can't. I have to stay around, but I have to call the police. Like, bro, because
No,
look,
no, no. Let's
if someone has a
say
gun,
he's
right?
now. If it's an armed robbery, it's armed robbery. Are you running away from your girl?
I can't. Like, I have to call the police. I literally have to call the police. It's like, look,
Not
it's
while
kind
it's
of like
happening.
think
Not
of it
while
like
it's
this.
happening. You
Yeah,
call the
but
police afterwards. I'm
that's the
saying
thing.
while it's happening.
But think of it like this, right? Think of it like this, right? Let's say you're out, right? You're chilling, and then like a team of people come and like they rob your kid, and then they drive out. You're gonna hop in your
That's
car and like
different.
Fast and Furious.
No, 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 no. That's no, no, no.
But that's the
I'll put it
thing.
to you like this.
But
I'll put
that's
it.
your son,
Let
though.
me give
That's
you
your.
another scenario.
All right.
Let me give you another scenario. You and walking with your girl. You're out. Some guy runs up on you. He's like, "Yo, you break yourself. Here, I got a gun on me. Blah blah blah." You can run away. Do you?
Oh, I can't run away like that, bro. I have to
Okay,
be in
cool.
front
That's
of
my
her.
point.
I
There
have to
you
be in front of
go.
her.
There we
But the
go.
thing
He
is,
saved
like,
himself, Lillian. That's it, brother. Yes, yes, yes. I agree. I
yeah,
agree.
I got to put myself in front of her, and like, if he shoots, then fuck. But like, okay, let's say because me, my mindset is this, right? There's too many ashawas out there. So let's say I put myself in front of a girl that's in the shower. She be cheating on me behind my back. I don't even know when I die for it. That's bullshit.
That's true as well, Lillian. Lillian, what'd
You
you
know
say
what I'm saying?
about that? The little 500 plus ran through females, and you out here risking your life for her. It's no point. I don't want to do
That's
that.
that's
He's
the thing
making a
holding me
great point.
back. You know what I'm saying?
no.
Yes,
That's
for
what's holding me
sure, for
back, bro.
sure.
Like,
I don't know what to say
But
about
why
that
you with
because
her? Why you with her is the question.
but
That's
how
the
am I
thing. Why
supposed to
you
know?
with her is the
at the
question.
end of the
She
day,
tricked me.
Yeah,
She
but I
tricked me.
mean, she tricked
yeah.
you. That's how they do. That's how they be doing.
At the
Ashawas,
end of the
man.
day, most of you men do not know a girl's real body count. So
No,
yeah,
we know. We know.
That's
You guys talk like it.
most
You
people
sound
don't
like it.
know.
You dress like it.
no, no, you know what it is? It's not that we don't know an exact number. We just know if it's a lot. That's
Yeah,
it. Like,
exactly. We know it's a
oh,
lot.
I don't need to know if it's 30 or 500. There's actually no difference in my head. You know, that's the
Exactly.
point. Like,
Anything
at
more
the
than
end of the
five is
day,
too
I just
much.
look at you the same. Like, I'm looking at it like, you know, and Mr. Raccoon here, you know, some people will say anything above one is too much. You see what I'm saying? Everybody has their limits. Every
Exactly.
man chooses. But I tell you for a fact, anything, if you tell me 30 or 500,
It's the
I'm not
same shit.
really like registering. I'm not really registering like, oh, that one is way more promiscuous than this one. I'm just thinking
Exactly.
like, okay, you get around, you get
Exactly.
around, like, and then
Exactly.
I leave it at that. You know, I don't think about it too much, and then I even decide for myself: is this now, you know, worth pursuing for myself or not? And usually the answer is not. You know,
That's facts.
then
That's
it
facts.
becomes yeah.
Wait. Can I just have you guys a question? So, why do you men still want these pure women, but then you guys are not willing to provide them money that those men back in the days did? Okay, let me.
No, no, don't say
Hold on,
that.
That's
I'm
Don't
not
bullshit.
say
done.
that.
I'm not done. Women back in the day, man and women back in the days, okay, it was like a woman was a virgin. She'll get married to a man, and then the man will provide in her entire lifestyle. She didn't have to work. She didn't have to do anything. And she's a virgin. You know, she was a pure woman. Okay,
I'm willing.
the men
I'm
still
willing.
want that agreement, right? But most of you men do
I'm
not want no
willing.
money. A woman still has to work 500 hours. She still needs to go and clock in. She still needs to go struggle.
No,
Like you're a bum,
no,
like, but then you still want me to be a pure woman. How does that work? Because most
no,
men, at
no.
least 90% of men, are not willing to provide. Like we have to be honest. In this generation, most
That's
men are
false.
Okay,
That's
so
actually false. That's false.
I'll let go
want me
ahead,
to be
Raccoon. You take
pure.
it, man, because I have some thoughts on this. Go ahead, Raccoon.
You want me to be pure, and but then you're not willing to provide anything to. It doesn't make any sense for me. It doesn't make any sense for any woman in general. Like why? Like
I mean, look, the reality is like most men back in time, right? They were not bad men, and most women back in time were not bad women. It's just that to split society up, you always have to take a few people and then just blow it out of proportions. Like, how do you? Because before, right? People were like, get married, have kids at 20. Like, people were happy. Like, men and women did not have any issues. Like, despite whatever cheating, whatever, people still push marriage, still push kids, whatever. Now the song is different. Now people want to stay single, whatever. The thing about this shit, all the shit that had to happen between then and now to convince people to separate, it's all bullshit. And of course, like to convince y'all women to like stay single and like stay fuck man, whatever, they have to keep singing to you the same songs. Like, yo, these men, all they do is trap, these guys are losers, like these guys be cheating. Like they have to keep singing to that same
He'll give you
song.
4 kids and leave you. He'll give you 4 kids and leave you
But that's
with a
what's
house to
happening
pay.
He's gonna
though.
use you.
But
He's gonna
that's what's
use you.
happening though. Like this truth everywhere. Why most women are
Look,
single moms?
no,
Because men are
listen,
leaving them. That's how it is.
listen.
And most of you men are poor. Then you guys leave this kids and
No,
But
listen.
no, madam. Can I just jump in on that part? Can I just jump in on that part right there? Because it's not only because the men are leaving them, it's also because of the thing you were talking about earlier. This idea of options. A three babies baby mama thinks she got options because the niggas in her DMs talking about I'll shout you, I'll holler at you, blah blah blah, and she'd be like, oh, look at all these guys that want me. I don't need this man who's providing for me. Let me step into the social media world, shake my ass on OnlyFans, and perhaps make a little buck from there, and maybe even find a man there as well. You know, like, so we have to be careful about putting the blame. That's why I said earlier, we both need to do better. You and I, we both need to do better. It's not like a one-way street. And finally, by the way, you know that virgin girl, that clean girl, you marry her, blah, blah, blah. She don't have to work in my household. I will bust my back. I will break my balls for that female because I know that she had an intrinsic value in her that she protected. And she told me, yo, that's just for you now. Nobody else. Only you are cracking this. Nobody else. Now go and make that money for me. Go and make that money for me. I will run double time. I will run triple time. She will not work a day in her life if I have to break my back. Now look, I'm only a man. You know, I have my own limitations. I can only do so much. Okay, so maybe I'm not gonna be like the richest man on earth, but it will not be for the lack of effort. I'll tell you right now, it won't be for the lack of effort. And any woman, I think she's her man struggling, grinding to provide for her, she will respect him. I think so. You tell me.
Of course, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? And also,
Busting his ass every day for her, you know?
I want to address like one thing. I remember like, because Leland said, she said that guys are feminine nowadays, they can't protect shit. But Leland, listen, think about how men were before. Think about how much we had to civilize society to like create a safe space where we can, you know, respect, you know, the rules on the traffic. We respect each other. We don't touch each other like that. Before, any man would have just raped your ass. They would have just like went for you, like, yeah, like whether you say yes or no, like you're mine, period. That's
I
how
did
men
not know
were
where you were
before.
going with that, but okay.
No, no, but for real, like, if we're gonna keep it a buck, that's how men were before. Like, there's no like rules, there's no like, you can't tell me no, I'm your man, period. Nowadays, guys are more respectful. Society's more safe now.
Oh, do you
Like,
mute yourself? I think
Sorry? I didn't hear that.
I'll mute you. Okay, go ahead.
he's doing construction, doing construction.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, but essentially, like, guys today are way more safe because society is more safe. So, like, guys, we're not like taught to like be extremely defensive, like, oh, like any moment, like an army's gonna come and invade you. Like, 99% of the time, we're just
That's
going
very minimum stuff though.
go
Like,
to work. Yeah, that's minimal for you in 2025, but like, try to say that in the year like 700. Anybody can come and like take you at any time, and you can't do shit. You know what I'm saying? And we were trained for that before. But now we're not trained because society's not that dangerous. We have police, whatever. People are not as dangerous. There's not many criminals out there. Most people are safe people, and we don't have to be like so like, you know, like prepared to like fight anybody. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time you're fine, whatever it is, what it is. Some people want to go and do UFC, MMA, whatever. That's their thing. But most people are not dangerous. Let's keep it a
you
buck.
are dangerous. A lot of women still getting raped. They're getting hard.
No,
A lot
no,
of women are getting killed by their boyfriends, by their husbands.
yeah,
Like,
these are stories that you hear,
it's
but
no
if you,
story. This is everyday thing. Like you
it's
see
not
every
every day.
day. Go
It's
look
not
up
every day.
statistics. A lot of women die every single day. I mean, they pass away every
These
day
are
in
yeah, but these
relationships.
are stories. These are stories. That's like me saying,
Those
like,
stories, like go look
most,
up, every 30 minutes a woman passes away in a relationship. Why is it like that? Because the
but
world is
then
going to be
these are
safe because the
these
men
are
are getting more
stories.
feminine. Men are getting more feminine. You guys are getting more emotionally reactive.
Nah, Lydia, nah.
So you
Like
guys
these
are
are
not
stories.
peaceful.
because reality is the vast majority of humans live, okay? Because if women were dying every 30 minutes, a woman's lifespan would be like 25 years old. Let's keep it a buck, right? Most people live long lives. They don't die every 30 minutes.
It's not that though. Like, go look up this statistic. This is not me. I'm saying it. This is great. That's how it is. Oh, my bad. Oh. Well,
That's funny.
that's though.
Right. I'm inclined to agree with her though, because what I think what she's saying is about. But listen, no, don't get too happy because it's not. I don't fully agree with you. It's just that there is a lot of shit happening. There's a lot of crap going on. Like we can't deny that. You know. Yeah. Like so that aspect does exist, but also it removes some of your intrinsic value as a man based on the society you live in. So if you can just call the police every time something happens, then she knows that if you're not around, screw you. What do I need you for? I'll just call the police. You see what I'm saying? Oh, you don't know how to fix my car? Screw you. I'll just get a mechanic.
Yeah.
Like so like you lose some of your intrinsic value to her.
Yeah.
She doesn't lose any of her intrinsic value to me.
But
She doesn't lose any of her intrinsic value to me because the things I want from her, she still intrinsically holds. Unless she's a ran through, unless she's a ran through 500 plus type, then now you don't hold that intrinsic value anymore. But if she now kept it for you, now she holds that intrinsic value is yours. The nurturing aspect of her motherhood, the fact that she only lets you crack it, etc., etc. Like all of these things, those intrinsic values cannot be removed from her. But you can have your intrinsic values removed. The services you provide are different from the services she provides. The services you provide are now provided by the state, are now provided by the municipality.
And you're right. That's totally normal. That's like it makes sense,
For
right? Like
most men right now, you guys don't know how to do anything. You guys don't know how to change the tire. You guys don't know how to protect. You guys don't know how to
Listen.
the furniture. You guys don't know how to install things. Why would I need you
Listen.
to do these things around the house? You are useless to me as a man. I do not need that shit.
Listen.
I'm not gonna lie, she has a point, man. I'm trying to learn stuff around the house now, actually.
Yeah,
I'm dead. I'm so serious.
Listen. Right. Before society was modernized, right? A lot of people that were above had this talk. They said, okay, look, if we modernize society, they feared that it would pretty much get to a point where men would technically be useless because, you know, they would not be building houses. Everything they built for them.
Okay? Oh, go ahead.
In the household, useless in the household. Men aren't useless in society because the police she calls is a man, the mechanic she calls is a man, but useless in the household. So like now, I can't rely on you to do things in the household, like fix the sink or I don't know, sort some shit out. Now you have to make the phone call to another man. Like you have to outsource to another man as a result. I think that's the issue. She doesn't outsource the, you know, motherhood aspect to another man. She doesn't outsource the cracking aspect to another female. You know, she doesn't say like, go and get yours somewhere else, like whatever. She's still providing all of those things. But you're outsourcing the things that you're supposed to do, supposed to have control over to other people. And the more she sees that, the more she'll be like, well, I can outsource too. I can make a phone call as well.
I can become a single mom.
Yeah, okay, that's not good for the kids. That's your problem, Lillian. You don't think about your children. Think about your kids.
Hold on, I'm just giving you an example why women want to be single mom. That's why.
That's horrible. Don't promote that.
That's why women want to be
Don't
single
promote
mom.
that. Don't promote that. Don't promote
men
that.
are useless. So they don't see the value of a man anymore after all the things like you're saying. You don't think, okay, you're not protecting, you cannot fix my car, you cannot fix my house, so why do I need you?
See, that's exactly what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Listen.
Most women have to work as well. So I'm working as well. You're not fix my house, you're not fix my car. Why do you're not useful? Even the kids, you're not taking care of the kids. You're not taking them to school. You're not watching them. What are you doing as a man? You're just an extra body. You're just a parasite in the house, right?
Raccoon. You see how she don't value? Raccoon, can you tell how she don't value like some of the things that the man will do? Like for example, giving her a family. She doesn't recognize that, you know, like providing for the home. She doesn't recognize those things because she knows she can get it herself.
I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about in general. That's why a lot of women they would rather be
Okay.
single mom. If you talk to women, that's why because they're seeing it from this point of view. Me myself, this is why I don't have kids right now because I value the family. I do value it. I do. When the time is right. Right now is not the time for me, but like when it's time, I know what to do. But I'm telling you the reason why most women would rather be single moms because of these things. You guys don't do anything in the house. You guys become like parasites. So then they'll think, why would I
Parasite
most
is
men don't even
crazy.
kids. Most men they don't even
Parasite, you know.
engage with their kids. Most men.
Parasite's wild.
I'm just seeing as a way like how most women like and like, what I hear from
But,
stories, right?
but you're right. I do see what you mean, though. I
Yeah,
do
like
see what you're saying.
most men don't
Yeah.
engage with their children. They don't even clean. They don't even do anything for their kids, and that's
But
how it is. Most of it. That's
even though
fact.
I disagree, I agree.
Most men don't engage with their children. They don't even see. They even irritated by their kids. Like I literally see some men. They literally every single time the kids wants to come interact with them, they literally chase. Oh, go back to your mom. Like, what are you useful for then? Like, this is why me. I don't have kids right now because I want an active father. Like. I want you to be active. Like I want you to have an impact in your child's life. Like, and it's not only monetary wise. Like lead your kids, talk to them, teach them, like be around them. Like this is why me I take my time because I know the
I have
value
a
of
question. I
parents.
have a question.
Let me
What if he does that? What if he does those things, but he doesn't provide now? What do you do then?
you're gonna have to find a way to provide. Fail at the end of the day. Like you figure out ways
That's
to
my point.
provide.
What if he doesn't provide? What if he doesn't provide?
You have to
But
figure
he's
out ways to
great with the
provide.
kids.
Huh?
He doesn't provide, but he's great with the kids.
He has to find a way to provide. If you love the kids, you'll find a way to provide.
Okay, wait, wait,
And
wait.
I'll
So,
find a way to provide.
but what if he
You're
works
a
all the
lawyer.
time
You're
and
a lawyer.
provides and like he can't be there for the kids? Like,
No, you have to find a way. Same way I'll work and I'll find time for the kids. That's not an excuse.
so,
That's the point of having kids is to sacrifice. You're gonna have to
so you're
learn
gonna
to
provide
balance
too.
everything. That's the point, and this is why me I don't have kids because I need somebody that knows how to balance everything. Because me, if I will learn how to balance it because I know I've been doing this with my siblings as well. So like like this is you supposed. This is why kids is not everybody's meant to have kids. You need to learn how to balance everything. You need to know how to balance. Okay, I work. I have to spend time with them. You don't have
Bro,
to even spend a lot of time with kids. It's just the quality of the time. You don't have to stay. I don't even like to spend a lot of time with kids. Even if it's just 2 hours a day, 1 hour a day, even 30 minutes. Let that time be quality. Quality time. Like time that is actually mattering to them.
Raccoon.
yeah.
This girl, man, she don't want to see her man. She's telling me I don't even need to see him all the time. She don't want to see her kids more than 2 hours per day. Like, hey, listen, go live in your little cave somewhere. Go find your little, you know what I'm
Yo,
saying? Go visit your
this is
family.
why I'm not
Come on,
ready right
man. Come on.
now.
What are you doing?
This is why I said I'm not ready right now. I'm
Yo,
feeling right
Dimmy.
now. If somebody wanted to be with me, this is how I'm feeling right now. I'm definitely gonna change soon. But right now, this is why I don't like, So I'm saying the weird
Okay,
out.
Dilu.
At least she's honest. Yeah, what's up? What's up?
Where do you live? Like, which country do you live in?
UK.
UK. Okay. Yo, honestly, man. Yo, like the way girls are nowadays, man, I feel bad. Like, we're gonna hit 65 years old, and our pension fund's gonna be like $5, man. Like, we're not making kids. Our
I know.
tax budget will hit $0, man. Like, we're gonna be working hard, man. Like, no one's retiring,
Where
bro.
are you?
Like,
Where are you based? Where are you based?
I'm in Canada, man. I'm next door.
You're in Canada as well.
Yeah,
Okay, I don't even know where in Canada. Where in Canada are you guys even? Like, are you in? Because I'm in London. Where are you? Are you in like the big cities?
I'm in the French
Yeah.
area. I'm in Montreal, man.
Toronto.
Yeah, she's in Toronto. She's in Drake City. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, the
Okay.
sad part is, the women throughout history, right? They've had rights, many times, and they lost their rights many times. Usually, when women lose their rights, it's for economic problems, and it's always tied to birth rate. It's always tied to that, and then there's always a baby boom that comes after because women go back home. They lose their rights, so they kind of have to get kids to survive. And then there's a baby boom, the economy builds itself back up, and then all these new workers, they stabilize society. Once society stabilizes, women can now work, right? And then once women start working, they disenfranchise men because we don't need men anymore because we now make money. after a while of that, it causes another economic problem. And then once it gets to an alarming point, then women get their rights taken back, and then the cycle repeats.
Oh,
So, so when I hear all this
I
like
agree.
single
I
mom, like I'm
agree.
gonna be single, I'm gonna like have kids at 35. When I hear all that, I'm just like, these girls, they're not seeing it coming, bro. Like they're just not seeing it, and it's sad for them because they're not seeing that their rights are they're gonna go back to being like a slave.
yeah, but most of you guys are not gonna go back to providing. So at the end of the day, it's gonna
Yeah,
clash.
because
Everything's gonna start clashing because most men are even broker than women. So it's like, okay, women are gonna lose their rights, right? Women gonna have to
no,
lose their
it's
right.
just,
All this stuff.
listen. A man can never be more broke than a female, right? And the
Huh?
reason why a man cannot be more broke than a woman,
But that's how it is
but
now.
but
Most
listen,
men, most women are surpassing a man.
the
That's how
reason why is because the government will bail men out. In a case where like there's economic problem
it's
like
about
that,
government.
the
Most
government
men are
will
not
come in.
educated. Most men don't go to school. That's why. If you go to
But
most men are not educated.
I'm
Especially when
speaking
it's
of
black
like,
men. Most men are
but
not educated. They don't go to school. That's why.
but I'm speaking of later. Like right now, we can see okay, yeah, whatever. Like women are working hard, guys are slacking, whatever. But
Yeah.
later, right? Later, trust me, when resources become nationalized, governments will take back everything. Things will be redistributed back to men. That's what's gonna happen. It's like men will never cease money, bro. You can
Of
never
course.
separate money from men. It's not gonna
Of
happen.
course.
You can take money away from women, not men, right?
You know
And
what
that's
you can
just
never. You know that's a great segue to one point I wanted to make. The way you can never take money from men, you can never take children and child rearing from women. And
exactly
that's
like
what Miss
it's
Lillian here, with her young self, is failing to understand because she's 23 talking this talk. She's hype. She got the
yeah.
hype
She got the
talk.
music.
But
They told yeah.
when she hit 33, I'm gonna give you 20, 35. When she hit 33 years old, this is a 2000 something baby, right? Like when you hit 35, 33, 34, and you start realizing, oh, hold on a minute, I'm not gonna be able to produce my own. All this I wanna adopt talk is gonna go flying out the window, and it will be next man up. Who is here?
No,
And then
watch.
it will be ironically, because she loves to talk about it now. Now she'll say like, "What's he giving me? He has to provide more than just dick to the table." She will be satisfied with someone providing strictly dick to the table, baby
No.
making capacity. No. Listen. Look. Yeah, God forbid. I don't mean to curse you. I'm not cursing you. I'm sorry.
No,
What I
but
mean is, in
at the end of the
general,
day, like the way I was raised, I don't value children. Like you guys don't understand. Like it's about how you're raised. Like
listen. What I'm
that
trying to tell you
someone
is,
have a child.
it's not about how you were raised.
Yes, it is. Like is I'm telling you, like
It's
not
about your
everybody.
nature. It's about your nature. It's about your nature for me. That's it. I'm not talking about your race, how you raise. Women all over the world are raised in totally different ways, and they all, by the time they hit 35, have no kids, get a bit stressed. It's just a fact of life. It's just a fact of life.
It's not about children when value in my house. It's just I've raised children all my life. Why would I want to keep? Why would I like still have
They're
that?
not yours. They're not yours. They're not yours.
Doesn't matter. Even your own children, they're not technically yours. They're like,
What? What?
hold on, like let me talk. Y'all talk. I give you guys time to let me talk, okay? Even your own kids are technically not yours. They are their own human beings. Your kids, you're technically like when you have a kid, you're having an adult. You're having a human being. Most people don't see that. They
This is so cap. Thank you, Raccoon.
That's
Thank
cap.
you for calling it out as
The reason why I'm
well. I
saying it's cap
appreciate
is
it.
because and I rebuke
can
this
you guys let
westernized
me
mindset. I rebuke these
This is
Western
a
ideas.
crazy.
can you guys
These
let me
Western
Hit
ideas
her with it.
stay in the
Hit it
West,
with the
bro. Like
realness.
we're
can
not
you
like
guys
this,
let
man.
me finish? Can you let me finish?
Did you just say when you have a child, you have an adult? That's literally the
That's
last
how
thing you have
it
when you have a
is.
child.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Finish.
When you having a
Go
kid,
ahead.
you're having an adult, and that's how it is. Like because at the end of the day, they're gonna end up being adults. They're gonna have their own brain. They're gonna have their own thinking. They can leave you stranded. They can go and fuck up, and like they can even not even claim you as a parent anymore after. It doesn't even matter. As long as you raise them, doesn't matter. Like they're gonna be their own human being with their own brain, with their own thinking. Having a kid, it's like you're having a worker for society. That's what a lot of people don't see it as. When you went through life the way I went, you understand what it is to have a children. Having a children, you're having them for society. So unless
I wish your parents were listening.
huh?
I said, I wish your parents were listening, that you're just a worker to society to them. You would just, that's all they did with you. They just created a worker for society. They did so much more. They did so much
That's how it
more.
is. I've worked in 10 different companies and I'm not even 25. I'm technically already a work of society. What the heck? Yeah, that's how it is.
But you're
Right?
discounting all the things that they did to put you in that position. That's my point.
That's your story. Like, I don't want to go into that, my parents. I don't even want to go into that stuff. But, like, I'm saying that when you have kids, you're having a society. This is why right now they're trying to take away that bonus and opportunities. Because if women don't have kids, society collapse, right? So you don't have to work. I have to work. Are you gonna give me money to survive? Like, see, this is why I hate when you message that you don't have to work. So okay, it's okay. Somebody come give me money right now. Come give me $50,000 every month, please. Okay? What the fuck? It doesn't work like that. Okay, come give me. I don't have to work. Like, are you okay? This is what a lot of you men think. You guys think as a woman you don't have to work, you can find a rich man. Okay, where's that rich man to provide for me? Where is he? Most rich men, like, they don't even. But anyway, that's a different story. Back to what I was saying. When you have a kid, you're having it for society. And when you have that mentality, when you already know how this society works and you already seen story of people, you understand that having kids is literally for society. So me, if I have a kid, I'm not fulfilling anything. Oh, I want to have a kid because I want to have somebody that looks like me. Like, all that like fantasy is already out of the window in my brain. It's out of my window. I feel like, and the older I'm getting is getting even out of the window. For even a guy to
What
commit,
about someone to take care of you when you're old?
what's the guarantee that kid is gonna take care of me? What if I give birth to a kid and he comes out with no arms and no legs? That can be the chances. That's what a lot of people understand. Having a kid doesn't guarantee anything. All the people,
That's why you have several.
most people in nursing home they have several kids. Most people in nursing home they have a lot of kids. Most people.
That's white people. That's white people. How many black people are in nursing homes?
I know a lot of black people in nursing home as well. It doesn't matter. Black, white, Chinese.
Really?
Having a
Really?
kid doesn't guarantee you a retirement. Having a retirement is you working hard for yourself, making money, investments,
That's
and
not true.
huh?
Do you really know a
That's
lot of
not
black people in retirement homes? Do you really know that? Do you really know a lot of black people in retirement homes?
No, black people in retirement home. I do.
Most are white.
Doesn't
That's
matter.
what
Okay,
they're white.
this is not even about race. Why we're just talking about in general. Having a kid doesn't guarantee you having retirement. They don't.
I mean,
They're not even required to take care of you. They don't have to take care of you. They are human beings. They have their own life.
that's Western mindset right there. That
It's
is
not
Western
about
mindset.
Western mindset. Like,
No, it does. Because
you can raise your
Would you put your parents in a home?
guys. Let me talk. You guys talk at the time. You can raise your kid in Africa, pure Africa, and they can decide tomorrow. Oh, I don't want to take care of you anymore. Let me go to China and leave you stranded.
that's
That's
Western
your own
mindset.
free will. Don't
That's
you
Western
get it?
mindset.
This is what I said. I said you can born them in Africa and they can still have that mindset because
Yeah,
human
because they
beings
watch
are
TV.
doesn't matter. Human beings are their own human beings. Human beings have their own brain. You cannot control somebody's brain. Don't you understand that? Like, and plus, life is
Why do
getting
you
more
assume that though? Why do you
That's how
assume
it
that?
is. Human. This is what I'm saying. You guys don't understand human beings. Like, human beings they can be anything. When you have this type of mentality, you don't have that fantasy of humans. Oh my kids, you don't have that fantasy anymore. I don't have it anymore. I know
Okay.
your own
Can
parents can leave you stranded. So your own kids can leave you stranded. Like, I don't have that fantasy anymore. This is why I don't have that fantasy of kids. They're gonna take care of me. I'll be gonna be I don't have that fantasy about it anymore. Like, are you
Like,
Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something, please? Let me look, because I feel like, and I say this by the way with utmost respect, okay? Honestly, I feel like you're having a very kind of like narrow view of human history, okay? So like human beings have been around. Hold on, human beings have been around for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Okay, cool. Do you think more often than not, what you're describing is the status quo, or what we're describing is the status quo, because you're describing just what like a recent development. Nursing homes didn't exist until 30, 50 years ago, perhaps 40 maximum. Like the concept of sending your parents to a nursing home didn't even exist, but you're taking it like this is how humans are. No, humans spent thousands and thousands of years. As a matter of fact, in the societies, because I don't know, Raccoon, obviously I don't know where you're from, I don't know, maybe you're Nigerian, are you? Like in the societies that we come from, I'm African as well, by the way. It's like you had more kids because that gave you an opportunity in later life to be taken care of by. No, hold on, let me just land on that point, okay? I'm not saying it's a good or bad thing. I'm saying that that is more likely what we can consider the status quo, not what you're describing, because you're saying human beings do that. You can have a child in Africa, he can go to China tomorrow. Yeah, he can, technically speaking, but that's not the human race as a in the long run hasn't acted in that way. Like we're built when you're young, your parents take care of you, and when they're old, you take care of them. That's like the way of life.
Your kids right now. Most parents are working.
Sorry.
I'm saying most parents right now are working, so like you're not even creating bonds with your kids. This is how the society is. So
Okay, so again, but do you see my point though? You actually kind of made my point for me that it's a recent development. These are the last 30, 20 years, perhaps 40 maximum.
It's gonna get worse. I'm already preparing for that. 10 years from now, like it's gonna get worse. People like the family unit is gonna get disrupted. Most men right now having around 500 kids. Do you think all those kids are gonna want to take care of their dad? They're not gonna want to take care of their dad. They're not, because they didn't know him. He wasn't there for them. Most parents are not even there for the kids right now. So I'm telling you, it's just gonna get worse. So I'm already preparing for that. I know that if I have a kid, let's say if I even have a kid, no worries, Sha. I'm not gonna put that expectation on them. Oh, they're gonna be there for me. We're gonna spend time. I don't care about that. I'll just secure them. I have my investments. That's it. I'll hire. I don't care if they wanna visit me. That's their own free will. If they wanna see me. That's their own free will. I'm not gonna put money.
It's a cynical way of looking at things. Admit that much. Admit that much.
Like, me, I will never put no expectation on no human beings. Like human beings are very unpredictable. When you went through life the way I went through, which I like, this is why I don't want to be out here trying to dump or whatever. But like when you went through life, you understand human unpredictable, family included.
Okay.
Family.
Okay, I can't take away your personal life experiences from you. That's fair enough. But you have to accept that your personal life experiences tinge what you're saying, because someone who didn't have those experiences doesn't do that. Do you see what I'm saying? Like because you don't have to describe your trauma. You don't have to describe your trauma at all. But I'm saying that recognize that your trauma makes that film that kind of.
That's just in general. It's not trauma. It's not even that. Like most of you guys have shitty ass family members. You guys cannot lie to me. It's not about that. It's just humans. That's just how humans are. I'm telling you. And the more we're gonna prioritize mental health, a lot of people are gonna start cutting off family members. That's just how it's gonna work. Like,
Look, I just think is Western influence that's
stop thinking of Western thing. You're thinking backward. You're having that backward African mentality, which
but
is
how is
not
that
good.
backwards? Because look,
It is backward.
we're
It's
literally
like you're
we're
thinking
taking influence, right?
you stopping that thinking of Western
Lillian,
or no
listen,
Western. There's no such thing as Western or no Western
Lillian,
mentality.
listen.
Don't do
We're taking
that anymore.
we're
Now
taking influence from a side of the world that's literally going extinct
kids
because
are gonna be
everyone is
born in
so
the Western, so they're gonna have Western mentality. You cannot start that thinking, oh, Western this and that. Your kids are gonna be born in the West, so now what? Like
okay, but
you cannot have that thinking anymore. You cannot.
yo,
But you choose how you raise them.
Doesn't
like
matter. Where they're
yeah,
gonna raise, that's what's gonna give them.
listen. We're taking influence from our people, right, that are going extinct because of their individualism. The idea that every human is an individual is literally leading them to go extinct. Like you're not seeing that. Like a lot of people in the West and first
But
world
that's her
countries
position.
are aging,
That's literally
right?
what she's saying.
Now,
That's
the
literally
issues
what
that
she's
come
saying.
with aging are massive. A lot of people in these countries, right? Mental illness is increasing because of old age, memory problems. Like you're gonna have a massive society of populations where people can't even think right because they're getting old. People have mobility
What?
issues. Pardon?
Wait, you said the last word you said because people what?
Yo, shit, I forgot. because they have mobility issues, they got mental problems, right? Like they can't even think right because again, like they're getting old, mobility problems, right? Like we're taking advice from people, influence from people that are going extinct because of their individualism. Now in Africa, like it's like he said, we have lots of kids because some of them they're gonna take care of you whatever when you're old, which is how it's supposed to be done. Now there's not a lot of like senior homes that are being built around these countries anymore. There's not a lot. There won't be enough space for everybody to get old and then they all get taken care of. That's just not gonna happen. There's gonna be a lot of immigration, a lot of demand for nurses, a lot of demand for PSWs. People are going to get sick. Like it's gonna be bad. Like right, I'm seeing it right now. Right now, I live in Quebec, Montreal. I live in an apartment building. Every week or so, there's ambulances passing by in the parking lot, picking up dead bodies. Old people are literally dying in their fucking like apartment and shit. They're dying. They're dying
I
for
just,
two
you
months.
know,
Like it's getting bad. Like that's why I'm saying it's
you know what my,
Western because Western is extinction.
It's getting worse, right? You see, you know that a little bit putting my point. It's getting worse, so I'm
Yeah,
already preparing for that. Like it's getting worse.
it's a narrow worldview, Lillian. It's a narrow worldview. You're talking about
Worse.
hold on, let me finish. Let me make the point. Let me make the point. It's a narrow worldview because the world that you're talking about is inhabited by 300, maybe 500 million people at best. But there's 8 billion people, so another 7.5 billion
Do I
who don't
know?
live the way you're describing.
Do I know all those
They-
8 billion people? I don't care about those 8 billion people. I only care about the people I'm gonna be around. The environment I'm gonna be around, which is gonna be
So
100%.
okay, okay, that's okay. But in that case, you're actually not saying anything different from Mr. Raccoon anyway, because he's saying, he's saying it's individualist. He's saying it's an individualistic concept, and you're buying into it. You buy into the individualism.
And it's getting worse. I'm just saying, though, he's right. It's getting worse. I
yeah,
want.
it's like the self-fulfilling prophecy. Like the more you say it, the more it becomes true, and then it's like they
Yeah, yeah.
create their own ideas. Like they're literally recreating their own ideas. Like, the more you say it, the more
I
it's
just wonder
true.
if she knows if it's how cynical it is. Like, do you recognize that it's a cynical worldview? Do you accept that it's a cynical worldview?
Please speak English. What is cynical?
Cynical means like a kind of negative way of looking at the world, basically, right? Like everyone for themselves, nobody cares about you anyway, so don't care about anyone anyway, and just make sure you get yours in this world, and then
It's
you'll be fine.
yeah,
Because if you're good, then that's nobody, nothing matters about anything else. Like that's a
it's like
cynical
the
way of looking at
teenager.
how the world works.
Like
Guys,
teenagers,
we have no
they
choice
think like that.
but to be individualistic and clinical. Yeah, you see, we have no choice. Yeah, like that's what we have no choice because, like you said, Raccoon is getting worse. And
But the
those who
thing
are
is,
dying
like,
by themselves and all.
no. That's not true because the thing is, you guys have a choice, but a lot of y'all get baited by what's it called? By
And that's how it's gonna be.
controversy. Y'all get baited by controversy, and y'all actually make controversy your worldview.
Hmm?
A lot of people, especially like in this generation, like in the recent generation at least, y'all get baited by controversy. Y'all make controversy your worldview. You always take something small and blow it out of proportions and paint everybody with the same brush. Like
Generation though.
this is how you guys are. Like
Well,
there's a lot of positivity side. There's a lot of good things in the world. It's just that you guys always. It's kind of like, for example, right? Like people in Canada will say, "Oh, like immigrants are taking all of our jobs." It's like, bro, there's not a lot of immigrants compared to Canadians. Like, there's way more Canadians than immigrants. But they always say, "Oh, they're taking all of our jobs. We need to kick all of them out." But only a few are taking the jobs, right? It's that same mindset, but you guys are applying that to every little thing. And I get that life is complicated. You guys are reaching that age where you're trying to figure life out. But y'all are getting older. Like by 30, I need to have these things figured out. So you guys are thinking about everything, trying to make every piece work in the whole moving structure. But the thing is, reality, like you have to keep your mind open
yeah,
at all
but you
times. Like you
Also,
can't,
also, can I add something?
yeah, go,
No, go ahead, Lillian. You want to respond to that? Go ahead, respond to that.
yeah,
you cannot change the mind of a lot of people. Like you said,
yeah.
this is the generation thinking. So that's we have to work with it. It is the system now. We have to work with it. It's going, like you said, it's getting worse, and it's gonna get worse. So by the time they say our kids, it's gonna be worse, and I'm not gonna try to change it. I'm just gonna accept. We have to accept. Like this is what a lot of people we ask. like y'all don't want to accept reality. A lot of people like, and that's what I learned when you have my sort of thinking, when you learn psychology the way you like I learned it in law. Like I'm telling you, you will learn that like certain things are you have to accept things. You have to accept them. Like oh, but like I want my I raise my kids a certain way. I can raise my kids however I want. I'm telling you, I can tell them oh don't do this. They're gonna do what they want to do. I just have to hope for the best and prepare for the worst. That's what I've been taught. Hope for the best and prepare for the worst. You always have to prepare for the worst. So no matter how good I'm gonna do as a parent, I have to prepare for the fact that they will leave me stranded. Yes. Somebody can tell them, "Oh, don't take care of your mom." Yes, that's not how life is because it's gonna get worse. All these thinking of it's gonna get worse. Like I have to prepare for
Do
that.
you have any influence? Do you have any influence on that?
No, you don't. Humans are like so, like the same way I'm thinking is thinking, and my parents never influenced me. My kid will have their own thinking. Like I think way different from my parents. So my kids don't think way different than me. Like, don't you guys get it? Like, it's humans. At the end of the day, your kids are their own humans. That's why a lot of people don't see that. Like people need to learn that part about psychology. Like, your kids are their own people. Yes, you guys share blood, but they're their own people. Like, that they can do what
So
they want.
who forms them? So who shapes them? So who shapes your kids?
Society, and the environment shapes them. That's how it
So not the
works.
parents. So not the parents.
You have like a small percentage. The first 7 years of life you have control over them. After that, when they go into the school, they like it's school and the system people around them that shapes them. It's reality. You have to accept it. You have to. This is why certain people put their kids into high schools, into better neighborhoods because they want them to be around good people, rich people,
Honestly,
right?
I think it depends on where you live. Like I said, it's like you said earlier, right?
This
Like
environment.
there's not a lot of people in the West. We're in a country with like 40 million people, but then we're saying that we're all like that around the world. Realistically, you can't really be who
Ooh.
you want to be in Africa. Like in Africa, your parents' judgment is like utmost respect. Like you have to respect it. Like you can try to be your own person, but that's like your way of turning your back against your own family and being bad for the family. It's like in India. Like you
You
can't
can
just
still
be
be
your
your
own
own
person.
person though. You can still be your own person because you're a
You can
human being. It's just
technically you can
cultural. It's just culture. You can still be your own person because you're your own person.
yeah
Like
yeah you
you
can
guys said, women are better at accepting situation. You men do not accept situation.
look
Even
you can turn
your
your
kid can
back
be born
against
in
your tribe.
Africa. You born can be born in Africa. You can flog them everything. Me, technically, my parents are traditional, so I was born like in African mentality. And still, I think how I want because I'm my own human being, right? And my parents have to accept that. I fought my parents to leave their house. Like what? Like any other person that would have stayed, they would have be like, let me accept it. No, me because I'm my own human being. I do what I want. It's my life, and probably my kids will have that thinking, and I'm gonna accept. I'm accepting that. I don't care. This is why I don't
Would
fantasize about having kids. I don't fantasize about that because I know they're your own human beings. I don't care about creating other human beings. I don't care. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, I don't care. I'm living my life because it's my life. Unnecessary. These are not necessary to me.
so you don't believe like women when they reach a certain age that they become a bit like itchy in the body for having a child? You don't think
No,
that's a real thing?
it doesn't happen. If that happens, it means you're a poor woman. You're poor. Yes, you don't have nothing going on for your life. Like, because most women used to have kids to keep a man. So the man could marry them. That's why the man could give them money. That's, yeah, most of the time. Back in the days, women used to have kids so the man could give them money. If a woman has money, like, why would you need, for what? For what? Like,
So just to be clear about your answer, you don't think that a woman, when she gets to a certain age, her body starts itching for children and to have babies. You don't think that's a
actually,
thing.
actually, it's the
That
opposite.
doesn't exist.
Actually, it's the opposite. The younger the woman is, that's when she wants to have kids the most. This is why you see kids, where like younger kids, younger girls, they want to play dolly, right? Oh, having kids because when you're younger, that's when that
No,
fantasy.
no, 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 not the young. Not. I'm not talking about kids like babies wanting to
like
have.
like
No, no,
girls
no.
my
I'm
age.
talking about like you, like your age. Are they trying to have kids?
That's this is the age where most women, have that scratch. Like you're right. Like most women right now, they have it because you're fertile, like
It's
hormones.
so crazy.
all those things. That's
Can I say something? Can I say something to you honestly? Because I'll be honest, you're like shattering my worldview a little bit, right? Because I'm. But wait, hold on. Let me just tell you what I mean. Let me tell you what I mean. Like you're shattering my worldview because I was raised to think, or I look around and I think like a girl at 23 is like marriage, kids, hell no. I need an education. I need a job. I need blah, 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 blah. You're saying that's not true. And I also believe that when a woman touches like 34, 35, she starts to feel like, my time is running out. Then she'll be like, shit. What do? I need a baby. I need to find a man. I need to get married. I need to settle down. You're saying none of those things that are existing stereotypes are just total lies.
It's told to you, man, just to convince you guys that when a woman is 30, she wants. No, it's the opposite. Like the guy said, from 16 to 30, that's when the most. This is why you see a lot of like younger single mom, because that's the age where most women have that scratch. You have more hormones. You have more, your eggs are like something like, yeah, like that's when you have the most practice, from that 16 to 30. After that, like most women, like if they don't have money, like that's when they want to have kids. But if they have money, this is why you see a lot of older women now, they don't have kids right now, because after that age you don't get, like, you, menopause is coming, you will not want to, what, you still want to have a companionship, but you will not want to have kids. You just want to have like a guy just to fuck you here and there, and that's it, give you companionship. Yeah, but like,
I don't know. I'll be honest. I would love to find some of the research that you've been doing to come to these conclusions, honestly, because you're shattering my entire worldview. And I say that humbly. Really, what I'm saying is I don't believe you. But like, but if I was to take your point,
look at it come. Like it's after 30, it's about companionship. After 30,
yeah.
for companionship. It's
Okay, I wouldn't put too much emphasis on random comments. That's not my point, right? Like, put emphasis rather on what we see in the world, right? Like how you see, if you're telling me that you see more and more that young girls think more about the longevity, like, fam, no, young girls think about producing, like, look, I'll give you a great example. I'll give you a great example. I'll use you as an example. I said, are you ready for marriage? No, because there's still some things I want to do. My brain is not fully developed. I want to continue my education. I want to blah, blah, blah. You had a bunch of things. So it's like, why wouldn't, wait, hold on. Let me just finish. Let me make the point. Why are you different then from what you claim is what the majority of females think at that age?
Hold on. Don't you think I have that scratch right now? I have it. Like, of course I have it. Like I have, like,
no. You said you didn't. You said you're not even thinking about that.
I do have it, but like I have that logical point of view. I'm emotionally intelligent. I'm way above my age, so that's why I'm thinking about. Oh, I still have to focus on my career. That's why kids are not that serious. But my physical, bro, I'm telling you, if I really like was gonna act on my desires, I'll have 3 kids right now. I'm not gonna lie, like
you're saying deep down.
That's not the same thing. That's not the same thing.
Oh my goodness, I do have this. Don't you understand? This scratch is still there because it's physical, it's biological, and like you said, that scratch is there for me. I have it. I'm telling you, like,
so you do.
If I was really gonna be a reckless woman, like, I swear right now, I'll have a kid. But you, I swear, like, I'll go on it because I have it. Like, kids when I see kids, I'm telling you, my brain goes, I want to be a kid. Like, my brain goes there because it's biological. Like, oh, I see kids right now. I'm telling you, that scratch comes in my head. But like, I have that mental, I have that logical point of view. I've studied enough. I've done my research enough that to think, oh, Leah, no, you cannot. Like, you can't do that. Think you score priorities. Like, I have that. I'm telling you, like, when I see kids, I'm like, shit, I want to have kids. So I'm telling you, like, when that time of the month, bro, I want to do it. Like, I want a kid. Like, or have a triplets. I'm telling you, like.
Now you're changing the speech, because before you said, like, you're not even thinking about kids. Like,
I'm thinking about
even then, I don't even want kids.
Of course, it's gonna be there, but you need to have priority in this lifetime. Like, and the point is the fact that I study and I went through what I went through and whatever. Like, it's making me realize that I have to have priority.
The majority of women in your age are studying, though. So why are you so different from them?
Women my age now studying. Most women they're having kids my age. Most women right now at this age have their first kid.
So
Most
they
women
have kids,
most this age
That's
now.
actually not true, though. No,
but you
that's
said the
actually not
birth rate's
true,
dropping.
though.
Yes, they do.
You said the birth rate's
Listen,
dropping.
listen, listen. Most women at this age are not having kids. People are not having kids at 23. As a matter of fact, the average age of a woman having her first child is way higher now than it's ever been in
Yeah,
history.
but back in the days,
So what are you
it was
basing
my
that on?
age. Back in the days, it was my age because kids weren't that.
Why back in the? We're talking about now. You said now. People right now is what you just said.
Women still have this crash though, but priorities are changing because life is changing. Life is getting expensive. Men are not providing anymore. You think most women my age, if they find a man providing, don't you think they'll have a kid? They will.
Okay, that doesn't. No. Hold on. You're not addressing the issue. You're saying at one point you're saying that people are having kids at my age, and at the same time, the research is showing that women are at this point in their life not having kids. As a matter of fact, the average age of a woman's first child is 30. So.
Because of finance.
Okay. So hold on. Okay, so hold on. But then that negates. But that negates your statement. But that negates your statement. That goes against your statement of saying that people at 23 are having kids. Then okay, if it's financial, that means they're not having kids. We don't care what the reason they're not having kids is. You claim at one point they're having kids now, and they have the itch now. The itch is there now. The majority of people now at 23 are having kids, but the research suggests that actually it's not like that.
Women want to have kids around this age, but because of how society is becoming, with the abortion rights, with everything, the men being feminine, not providing, they have to delay it. Back in the days, when men
So
would
do you
provide,
recognize
they
that
would have
that's
had
different?
kids right now. They would have had kids right now. I'm telling you, most girls right now, they
Okay.
would have kids if things were back, if men were providing. No woman my age can find now a guy to provide for her. No woman. You can.
So why did you make the claim? So why did you make the claim that people at 23 are having kids? Because that's the claim you just made.
Yeah, they were having kids.
Why did you make that claim? No, you didn't say it before. You said
most
okay,
girls
okay.
my
Look,
age now
Lillian.
having kids.
Listen, Lillian. Let's be genuine, at least sincere in the discussion, right? Let's be sincere in the discussion, okay? Can we be sincere in the discussion? Can we be sincere in how we speak? Okay, because look, I'm being genuine when I speak to you. When I said you're shattering my worldview, you have to come with some kinds of evidence to support that. You said that at 23, women are having kids in today's age, and we made the claim. I made the claim.
Either.
No, you. Okay, to be fair, you didn't.
Want to
You
have
didn't.
kids at this age. Back in the days, they used to have them around this age.
So
And you
okay,
said now most women right now are studying. Most women right now are not studying. They're probably having fun, whatever, enjoying life because they don't have money to have kids. But if they had money to have kids, most of these women, or they found a provider man, most women my age, they will have kids because there's that biological thing, like you said, that scratch. That scratch is.
But okay, so you're okay. So let's be clear. So let's be clear. According to you, most women at the age of 23 would prefer to be married and having kids and be provided for. That's your claim. Unfortunately, that's not what the statistics are showing, is it? Because the statistics show that women in this day and age are boss ladies, have to get their education right because a man will treat them like shit and leave them hanging. Hold on. Let me land on that. That because men are not, okay, fair enough. Because men are not providing, they have to go and get their jobs. They have to make sure they get their education. They have to make sure that they can provide and stand on their own 2 feet so they don't rely on a man. But then you can't have both. You can't want that and want to be married.
Yeah,
It's one or
but
the other.
They have to choose survive. They have to survive, so they're choosing to focus on their life because they have to survive. So how they gonna be pregnant but then living in the street? That's not common sense. Like that's not attractive. That doesn't feed their fantasy. Like a fantasy of a 23 years old right now will be providing a house with a kid. You know, it's not like.
Is that the fantasy? Is that the fantasy now? 23 years old with 2 kids in your little lap and being like, is that the fantasy of an average 23-year-old?
Yes, that's biologically. That's what most girls will want deep down. Like that's the scratch. Like you
Not
say,
biologically. I'm saying, look, the scratch is because they chose not to do that at 23 because
no,
they focused on their
scratch is the
education.
hormones. Like scratch is like that's what they want. Like that's what their body wants to do. Like what your body and your brain wants to do is different. You like your brain is gonna have to control what you want to do at the end of the day. Like feelings aside, most women right now, if feelings wise, if they didn't use their brain, don't want to have a kid, provided for, just be in the house, all those doing those things. But because they
No education. No education. Most women don't want to go and get an education and stand on their own 2 feet. They want to be provided for by a man.
yes, that's I'm telling you, but
What do you
most
base this on? What do you base that on? What do you base that on? Honestly.
being a woman and talking to women and having sister and having like I'm telling you, most women they would rather be, but like most men are not providing right now. They're not providing.
I think it's cap.
Most men are doing 50-50. Most men are useless. Like I said what I said. I need to be honest with you.
I call it
That's what it
cap.
is. So it's like they have to choose survival. When you're in survival mode, you're thinking about survive. You're not thinking about that fantasy kids, whatever. You're thinking about surviving. What are you gonna eat tomorrow? If you cannot feed yourself, how are you gonna feed a kid? That doesn't make any sense. So you have
I
to
call it
focus
cap.
on
I call
going
it
to
cap.
school. You have to focus on working. You have to focus on being the boss baby because you're surviving. If these women were not on survival mode, most women right now at my age don't have kids. If I wasn't on survival
Literally,
mode, I would have five kids right
literally.
now. I
Listen,
swear. I
listen.
swear.
When women had their rights, right? When women got their rights, do you know how high the divorce rate shot up?
It's
So
not
high,
because of that. It's
right? But
because
listen,
most women were in abusive. Don't bring divorce, please. We're not talking
but
about
but
divorce.
but wait,
Divorce is not
but
divorce. Divorce is
listen.
not. It's not about being dependent. Divorce is about men being shitty men. It's not about. It's not
No, that
about.
was that was that was that was
Not
a
being
side
enough.
point. But
I'm
listen,
not gonna
listen,
talk
listen.
about divorce. I'm not gonna talk about divorce.
But
I'm not
listen,
gonna.
listen, listen. From that day, right, until today, the cost of living wasn't that bad. You
I'm
see,
not gonna talk
in the
about
80s and
divorce.
90s and the 2000s, the cost of living was not that bad. Women could
Divorce
have
is
easily
not
gone to
about. Divorce
school.
is not about being
But
dependent.
listen,
Divorce is
listen,
about men being abusive. So I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna talk about it. Like
listen. Okay, 80s, 90s, 2000s, right? The cost of living was not that bad. Women went to school. They could have had kids at 20. They could have had kids when the scratch
they
came.
were having
No,
kids
they
at 20.
chose. They were not having that many kids. They were
They were
not
having
having
kids
many
in the
kids,
early
and they
20s.
were
Back in the days, people
most
were
of them
having
were not
kids
getting
in the
married.
20s.
They went to school. They did their jobs. They still had kids late.
They didn't
They
have
could
kids.
they could have
Back
they
in the
could have
days,
had
people used to have
kids,
kids in the early 20s. They didn't have kids late.
but do you know
Most,
how easy it was to buy a house in the 80s and 90s? To provide. It was so easy.
yeah,
But they
and people
still
had
chose to went to
kids.
school because your point is this, right? Your point is they have to choose survival. What I'm telling you is that before they didn't have to survive. Like the cost of living was not that bad. So, but they still chose to go to school and pursue their careers.
But most women
And
at that time were having kids. Go look it up. Most women at that time they were having kids. They were in my age.
not
Most
not
women
in
my
the,
age,
not at
my age
20.
right now, most women they had kids.
Nah,
You ask
after women.
most of our mothers, they had kids at my age. I'm telling you. Ask your mom when she had her first. Around my age, I swear. My
Okay,
great
no, but
grandmother.
see that's different. That's different
How is that different?
because in that time period, my mom was in Africa. She was in a village,
Doesn't matter. Like
right?
even
That's
even most
completely
white
different.
women, they had kids my age. I'm telling you because that's when the scratch is biologically. Most women at that age, that's their fantasy to have kids and be provided. But since now they're surviving, they cannot do that. This is what they
But
think about having kids later on. This is why me
the
I'm thinking about
stats
having kids later
look, the
on because
stats show otherwise.
surviving.
The stats show that that's not
This
true.
is
The stats are
crazy
saying
though. This is
that after the 70s, right, women had their rights, so they could finally like go to school, get the job, and whatever. They were not having kids at 19 or
bec-
20.
They were
because
They
they
having
didn't need
just
a
had the right
man.
to go to school. They just had the
Because they
right to
didn't
go to
need a
work.
man.
So why would they have kids at 20?
they were having
They
kids at 20 at that time. They were having kids in their 20s.
they were not. The stats show they postponed family to pursue a career because they just had the right to now finally go to work and go to school. They pursued
Do
the
you agree
public
with
school
that
because
point? Do you agree at least that the start of a family has become delayed in the last 20, 30 years? That
exactly
the
because
woman's
you're making it
first
seem
child
like
is
it
being
hasn't
delayed.
changed.
What is that based on? What is that based on?
Survive. They need to
What was
survive.
it? Okay, so why weren't they surviving before? What about before that? Were they not
So
surviving before that? That's my
Even
point,
that,
right? Like,
most women were they were in abusive relationship. They were forced to
they were
stay in
single.
society. Thank you,
These
society. Like Malik
the
said,
18, 19-year-olds, they were single.
I'm talking about my
They
age.
finished high
Like,
school.
no,
like
hold on, hold
my
on.
age, 23, 25. Like,
But
we're not
listen,
talking about 18, 19. Like, at that age, why are you having kids? You're still a child technically. I'm talking
Okay,
about like early 20s. Like most women were having kids in their early 20s, in their 70s. Stop
like
lying. Like,
Okay,
don't
okay.
look it up.
That's not okay. Hold on. Just to be clear, because that my question is this: yeah, if we accept that the average age of a woman having her first child has increased over time, you base that on survival. How were they surviving before?
Before they were staying in their husband's house. So that's what they're having kids in their
so
20s.
at 21 years old, you're telling me like they're staying with their husbands
Yeah, they're having kids. Go look it up. Most women right now, all these women
in the
that are
80s
right
and
now,
'90s.
in their 20s, they have kids in their
21,
20s.
they're getting in the '80s and '90s.
Yes, I can ask right now three women right now, three older women. They'll say, my kid first at 24. I'm telling you, like, bro, that's how it was.
Okay. So you're saying what created the need for survival? Because you're saying that they didn't have a need for survival before,
Men don't
then
want
a
to provide
need for
anymore.
survival.
Let me tell you, men saw that women had more freedom, so they got mad and they were like, okay, so since women now they're working, we don't have to provide anymore. We can do 50-50. And then economy still started. Things is still getting expensive.
Do you
Nah,
believe that? Do you believe that though? Wait, do you believe
nah,
that genuinely?
That's facts,
Are
though.
you saying? Are you saying?
nah.
Okay,
That's what we're
so
talking right
what
now.
happened for
We're
men? So
talking
what
like
happened? Okay, hold on. Okay,
we're talking
so
like
why
straight
did men
bro.
change?
You said
So
it
why did
yourself
men
too, though.
change?
You said it yourself too, though. Before you were like saying you guys want to be independent boss babes, so why should I provide? You said it yourself too. You see, that's how you men think. You are
Hold on,
very
hold on.
selfish.
But okay, wait. What has actually caused the men to stop providing?
You tell me. You're a man. I'm not a man. You tell me why you guys stop providing. Why? You tell me. I'm not a man. I don't know.
Because okay, but you shattered my worldview. My view is because females don't want to be provided for at that age.
Why do you men
I'm
want to
telling you.
Why
I'm
do you
telling
don't want to
you.
do 50-50? Because you guys are jealous that women now can work. They can work. You guys are saying, oh, since you want to be independent, maybe you
No.
want to work. Why should I have
No,
to
no, no,
provide?
no, no,
Why should I have
no,
to provide?
no. Okay, so let me explain. When a woman is now all of a sudden but the thing is, you'll disagree with me because you disagree with the premise. You claim that a 23-year-old today just wants a man and wants to be wrapped up and doesn't want to have to go to school and doesn't want an education and to work and be her and have her own money, etc., etc. But I don't see the world like that.
When
Unfortunately,
I talk
I
to
don't.
the
So
women,
the
that's how it
23-year-olds
is.
I see. No, but
When I talk
hold
to
on. Let me
most
land.
women,
Let me
it's
land on
like
that.
deep down, but they have to act like boss babes. They have to put up in that. Me, I'm putting up in that as well. I'm telling you, if today right now I find a good proper man, bro, bro, I'll leave all this shit. I'll just house with my
That's
kids.
not what you said. No, that's not true. You didn't say that
That's
earlier.
how
You
it
said
is.
I
I
have
need
to
to put
develop.
up.
I
I need
have
to put
years
up
to.
with. Oh my god! I say I need to put up this thing. I have to be this boss, babe. I have to. Are you providing for me? Are you giving me right now? Are you giving me some? Are you giving me some money right now? You're not. So like,
If
what
okay,
am
hold
what am I
on,
supposed to
hold
do
on.
then?
What
I'm
if I
supposed to
did?
start
What if I
myself.
did? What if I did? What
I'll,
if I
I'll,
did?
I'll give birth tomorrow. Like I'll polite my legs right now tomorrow. Like what? Like what the heck?
You
Like
will leave your law career. You will leave your law career,
100%.
everything behind.
100%. Why? Why?
But
For
what if
what?
he leaves you? But what if he leaves you for another woman?
I'll figure it out. Like me, I know how to make money other ways. I'll figure it
That's
out.
not what you. Okay, hold on. You see that? That's not what you were saying earlier. You were saying you have to get an education because in case this man leaves you later on, then I'm
Yes.
gonna at least have something to fall back
Right
on.
now, I don't have a man, but if I knew somebody was providing for me right now, I would definitely leave my school.
But you
And I
can't
would maybe,
guarantee for life. You
yeah,
can't
and I'll
guarantee
have
that
a
for life.
business. And I'll have a business, of course. I will not be a lawyer, but I'll have a business. That's what women back in the days did. If they didn't go to school, they had a business on the side. So I would definitely have a business and stay at home. That's what I would do. But I would not be a lawyer for sure. I would not be a lawyer 100%.
I think I'll be super real. I think our experiences of 23-year-old females is different, right? Because you're saying
You're a
23-year-old
man, though.
female
You know,
intrinsically,
you're a man. You don't know females. This is why I'm asking things about men. You asking things about female,
but
right?
I deal with
But
females,
you're
right?
not
Like so it's
female, though. Does it, even if you deal with them, you cannot connect with them in the same way I do because I'm a female. I'm asking you about men. Why don't you men want to provide? Why you want men want to do 50 right now? That's my question to you, man, right now. Why do you men want to do 50 right now? Why? 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 What's up with it? Are you guys jealous that women can make their own money? Yes, that's what it is. You guys are jealous that women can make their own money.
like you're literally answering the question. Are you asking the question or do you already have the answer in your head?
I'm asking, what's up with it? I'm asking, what's up with it?
No, because you had an answer. Because you asked the question, then you gave the answer.
That's what I'm assuming. You guys answer, I'm assuming that, but what's the answer? What's the answer?
Okay, so I've tried to explain to you, but I think the aspect that we differ is when you look at a 23-year-old as her main priority being starting a family, and I look at a 23-year-old female and think her main priority is actually traveling, getting a life, enjoying parts of her life now, getting an education so that she don't need no man, so that in case the man that she does get leaves her, she can still stand on her own 2 feet, etc., etc., etc. So, like, look, hold on. Do you accept that we have two different views of 23-year-old females at least?
You're a man, so you don't have any. You cannot have any version of it. You're a man, like different type
Okay,
of.
hold on, because now, okay, look. The issue is this. The issue is this. Yeah, if it comes down to I'm a man, then why did you ask the question? You see, because you're asking a man.
Why men don't want to provide? That's what I'm asking you.
And I'm telling you, because well, it stems from my view on females as well, though, right? It's like me saying to you, but you don't know a man. You don't know if men don't want to provide. You have no idea because you're not a man, so you can't speak on if a man wants to provide or not. Do you see my point? It's like you can't speak on the men aspect just as much as I can't speak on the female aspect.
I'm asking you
You're
why.
like, why do men want 50-50? Why do you want 50-50? What's up with the 50-50? Why do you speak on the 50? Like, you don't know a man. You're not a man.
Answer the question. You're not answering the question though. Why do you guys want to?
Okay, so I'm trying to explain to you.
Outside of the fact that the women want to be is boss babe, why do you men want to do 50? Outside of that, don't bring up women. Outside of that, why do you men want to do 50-50 right now? From my point of view, from what I'm thinking, from my female point of view, is because you guys are jealous that women can work. That's what I'm thinking. But you
Jealous
tell me,
is
you
crazy.
answer like you Raccoon,
I'll be real.
Raccoon, you answer. Why do you want to do 50-50?
No.
Why?
Why do I
Why?
want to
He,
do 50-50?
he, did I say I want to do 50-50?
No, Raccoon, he said that. He said that to me multiple times. So why?
Did Raccoon say you want to do 50-50?
Yeah. So answer.
Okay,
Did
fine.
I say or did
No,
Raccoon say?
Raccoon.
No,
Raccoon.
Go ahead.
I'll answer. So, okay, the reason why I say I'll do 50-50, right? Because I always tell her that. The reason why I say that is because, look, if I'm gonna see a girl and she's like, I shower, bro, I'm not covering your bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me to cover someone's bills, you have to be at my value. Like, I have to look at you and be like, this girl has value, so then I'll cover. But if I know something's off about you, we're doing 50-50 until you prove yourself. That's it. That's it.
By the
There's
way,
no way.
Lillian, just to be clear, Lillian, earlier you asked me about what I would do for a supposed girl that I considered pure, whatever. What did I respond to you? Do you remember?
Yeah, you say you do everything. Yeah, I understand that. Like, and I
So
respect
why am I
that.
getting questions? So why am I getting the question 50-50?
I'm just asking in general generally about man.
No, do you see my point though? You're asking the guy who said he would provide in a certain situation, but you're telling him why do you want to do 50? Because you're not asking me and Raccoon specifically.
Hold
You're
on,
speaking about
answer
men
this
in
question.
general.
Hold
Be
on.
real.
Answer this question. Why will you be with someone if something is off to begin with? Yes, I could answer this. Why will you be with somebody like? So why will you be with a girl if you're not sure if you can be going 100% with her? Like, why? Why will you do
Because
it?
you're never always sure, right? Like you have to wait until like the relationship develops, and then once it develops, now it starts to make sense. But if you just meet someone, how am I supposed to know like okay, like off the bat, first day I just met you, let's go 100%. Like, bro,
Okay,
I don't know you. I don't know you, so let me take time to get to know you. You know what I mean? So that's it.
fair enough. Fair enough.
That's it. That's it.
And
That's it.
and I guess
So,
that
but
that brings me back to the same question though. Like the same question remains. In what world is a 23-year-old not thinking about herself and improving herself and doing things better for the betterment of herself and thinking about starting a family? In what world? In Canada, are 23-year-old
Most
Canadian
women,
girls
most
saying like
women
I want to get married and I want to wrapped up?
Most women put up a facade. I'm telling you how women think. Most women
these
put up a facade. I'm telling you. It's because society is the word is making women to be this boss. But I'm telling you, it's the word that is making women have this boss baby mentality. That's what you guys call. Like it's
okay.
that naturally most women want to at this age of mine. They want to. Me too. I'm telling you deep down, that's what I want. I swear. Like deep down, that's what I want, guys. I'm telling you guys. When I see kids, like I'm like, damn, like I wish, but realistically, I know that like it's not realistic anymore. I'm not in my grandmother's age when she was 15. My grandmother she was giving birth at 15. Yeah, she was because that's the age most women when I is 16, 17. Those are the ages. This is why back in the days you see a lot of teen moms because that's the age most women have that fantasy of wanting to give birth, have kids. But right
Yeah,
now, life is too expensive. Men are feminine, so it's like women they need to survive. Me too. I'm telling you right now. The guy be like, "You only have to pay 500 million, stay home, bro. Fuck this school." I'm telling you.
bro, this is
You
all
have this
crazy, man.
class.
But
But
look,
but
I will
if
say,
that comes when I'm 30 and he tells me that, I'm like, fuck no, I'm my own money. What the fuck?
yo,
Maybe
I will
onion.
say that like the difference is like night and day, right? Like when you go to a country where like the birth rate is like sub two, like it's like one or two or like even less than that, the discourse is always the same. Like everyone's complaining about men and all the men complain about women. But if you go to countries where like birth rates are like five, four, six, like women are having kids, that means that whatever the men and women are doing over there, it works. Like whatever conversations they're having, it's leading towards something. So when you
Yeah.
go
Why are
there,
they not worried about survival? Why are those women not worried about survival?
Who knows? Maybe
You
because
think
the
you
men,
think the Indian man you think the Indian man is providing better than the white man?
yes,
That's what you're
or
saying?
men,
You think the
men.
Chinese man or whatever, maybe not Chinese, to be
Let me
the
tell you how.
Indonesian man, like the African man is providing better like
Let me
than the
tell you
Western
how
world? Like
India works.
they have
How
less
like
money. They have less money to provide.
that's the point. It's not about the amount. Let me tell you. You know how India works? Like that's what I heard. A man is not even allowed to have a woman if he doesn't have a job. And he doesn't have to be a millionaire. Even if it's just like a construction job, he needs to have something. That's the requirement for them over there. So it's not about even the man being a millionaire, living in a mansion. It's not about that. Like as long as the man is providing, most women are willing to live with you in a mud house. Most women are willing to be with you laying on the floor. As long as you're providing, she go out there trying to fend for herself, looking for the money. Go out there looking for money. As long as she's not
Are you?
stressing herself. To yes, me, I don't care. I don't. I'm not materialistic. Like what? Like you guys see how I live. Like if you
Yeah.
look,
Stop it.
honestly,
Stop it.
wait.
You're
I
not
will say one thing.
I'm
I will
materialistic.
not
say,
materialistic.
Miss
If I was, I'm not
10K, put
materialistic.
10K in my account.
If I was
I will say
materialistic, I
one
would
thing. I will
have
say one thing.
designers. I have money to
I
buy
will say
myself
one thing.
designers. I have money to buy myself
I will say
pretty
one thing. I will
things.
say one thing. I will say one thing. Right now, the men in those countries where the birth rates are high, right? Yes, there's lots of poverty, but it ties back to what Dilu said earlier. The fact that there's a lot of poverty, there's less infrastructure. It gives a lot more intrinsic value to men because he can't just like call the police, right? Like he can't just call someone, right? Like he has to know how to do it.
Like we're totally
And then
ignoring that fact.
the women there, like they don't have access like women here do. So like they kind of have to, use the man, vice versa. Cool. Now in the countries where the birth rates are like sub two, sub one, whatever, like under these numbers, lots of infrastructure, lots of systematic shit. You can call people, women call men feminine, right?
Mm.
Even though it's the men that built the system so that their kids can live in peace, but the peace
And it's men they're
basically,
calling for help. They're calling men for help. The policeman is a man. The mechanic is a man. Like, but still, men are feminine in that society. Do you see my point? Like,
which is
it's
crazy.
twisted. Like, you'll twist it up like in a weird kind of way, and then you'll say it's because men are weak that we women are choosing not to choose men. No, you call a man to solve your problems still. It's just not the man you chose to be with. That's the difference. It's not the man you chose as a husband or whatever the case may be. How is that connected to the fact that a 23-year-old doesn't want to get married? Because that's my by the way, I stick by that. Like a 23-year-old today is not trying to get married. There's a
Yeah, I
reason
don't
why
think,
in
yeah.
India, for example, we speak about India where marriage, the same thing that's happened in the Western world is happening in countries like India now, where women are becoming older when they have their first child because they're prioritizing,
You
because
guys
the
don't read the
infrastructure is
comments.
being built.
You guys read the comments.
Exactly.
Like read the comments, please. Like, cause like I can't like you guys are not listening to me. So read the comments. Societal conditioning. Like, don't you guys understand that? Like, don't you guys
What do
understand?
you? Okay, you explain what that means. What does that mean,
Yeah,
societal
what's the
conditioning
self
to you? What
condition?
like
What does
what
that
is
mean?
what is like? What's this guy? Yeah, what? Go on, let me hear it from you. Well, how are you reading
Define.
into that? Because it just seems like he's agreeing with you, and then as a result, you just pick up on it.
Like,
Go ahead.
you
What
understand?
is societal? What is societal conditioning?
Told you before because everything is expensive and most men here they don't provide.
But listen, Lillian, listen, right? The reason why
Well,
things are
that's not a.
expensive, the reason why it's expensive is because You guys work.
It's not because of
Y'all work.
that. It's
See,
because
y'all.
because
No, no, no. Listen,
economy
listen, listen,
is
listen,
getting
listen.
expensive.
Listen. Think about it.
Ah,
Think about it. Think about it. Right? How is it possible that we have double the world population working? Like women are now working, right? Why is it that there's double the population of laborers, but there's still a worker shortage? There's still areas where we're lacking employees, but
because
somehow
men
we
are
have
not
double the amount
working.
of workers.
Because you men
How
are
does that
feminine
make sense?
and not working.
But listen, listen, listen. Despite the fact that that's the case, y'all work. We have twice the amount of people working. That means that our value as laborers, as people that work, has dropped. It's easier to replace us because there's twice as many of us now, right? Now, there's a lot of money spreading around, but we're all fighting for the same things. We're all fighting for the same five houses, right? That increases the value of our house, whatever house is available, but that lowers the value of our money. We're going poor because there's too many of us working, too many of us hustling, right? I'll give you an example. Right? I'll give you an example. In Singapore, the average person there makes six figures. They all make 100K dollars, right? The issue is that the average rent over there is like 6 months, 6,000 a month for rent. If you want to buy a car, almost impossible. Every car there's 100K. People there on average stay home with their parents until they're 40 just to be able to buy a house or some shit. On average, and that's Singapore.
I'm
That's a
talking
country
to
where
us about why men are why why are men still feminine? Why men are too feminine? That's the
but
topic. Yeah.
I know, but listen, listen. That
Was
Singapore is
that
a
really the topic? Was that really the topic though?
I beg, go on, please.
listen, but that's a country where people are high
Because
achievers.
you know it
People
wasn't,
there,
but it's okay. I'll leave it. I'll leave it. Look, he's smiling like that. It's cool. It's cool. That was definitely not the topic. But you have a little. As long as the man hating. I don't hate on the people, the
I'm not
females that
hating
be
on
man's hating.
men. I'm
Okay,
saying the facts
it's okay.
though.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. No, no, no. Look.
So why can I
I'll
not
be
find a
real.
man to provide for me right
I'm not
now?
mad at that.
Why can I not find
I'm not
yeah,
that.
because most men are not providing. Somebody of my caliber, if today I go to India, I could find a man to provide for me. Even if I live in a mud house, I could find a man to. But in this cool ass Canada, I cannot find
You
because I'm
can.
feminine. I said what I said.
You can find a man to provide for you in
And
Canada
what is
at a
the point?
lower. Yes, you can trust me, you can. But the issue isn't whether
Maybe
or
in
not you
Africa, maybe
can.
in
The
India.
issue is what you will accept. The issue is not whether you what you can. The issue is what you will accept. Because guess what? You already made very clear to us before the brothers in the chat jumped in and you jumped on their vibe. By the way, before that, we know how you were talking. You were like, "I'm a student. I'm gonna get mine, and because a man will leave me at a certain age, and I need to be prepared for that." Blah blah blah. And you were talking that. You were talking the boss babe stuff. Just so you know. You were talking the boss babe stuff because you want to be a boss babe because you know you can't rely on a man. You know that a man will just leave you. I spoke to my uncles. I spoke to my elders. I see how they talk about women. Blah blah blah. We remember. Because you know we be listening. We've been here long enough now.
This is besides the
What I'll tell you.
so let a good man come my way. I'm leaving all these boss based stuff. Like you got like
Okay. So then
one
don't say you're not pursuing the boss babe lifestyle because that's exactly what you've been
but it's
doing.
because I don't have because no man provides right now. That's the reason why I'm doing it. That's
okay,
why
Lilia,
men are
listen.
doing.
Guys, listen. Let me just go back to where I was talking about Singapore. Okay, let me just go back to that so I can
Go
make my
back
point.
to it.
Okay, so in Singapore, the average person there has a fucking PhD. These are Asians, man. They're fucking smart. Now, because of their high achieving mindset, their hustling mindset, it's increasing the standards on everything. So everything's expensive. Food is expensive. Transportation is expensive. They have amazing infrastructure, but the cost of that is insane. It's making it so that having a PhD is not worth shit because everything's too expensive. People stay on average at 40 years old before they leave the house. So like the same way like we stay until like we're 20, whatever, they have to stay until they're 40. Half of their life is already gone before they leave the house. Okay? So this whole idea of like I'm gonna go to school, I'm gonna get like 2 degrees, I'm gonna get this job, is just going to lead to a society where nobody can even survive, period. Like it's not about like man can't provide whatever. People can't survive, period. That's what's gonna happen. If you look at countries where there's low expectations, like countries with low infrastructure, people can survive no problem. People can provide no problem because there's not much to expect. But if you look at high expectation countries like China, whatever, cost of living is crazy because people expect too much. So when you're saying that man can't provide, is because you're probably living in a country that has high expectations, high infrastructure. Nobody tolerates nothing. That's it. So when you're saying, oh, I can go to India and find a man to provide, no shit. They don't have any infrastructure. They don't got much expectations. So you go there, you accept the bare minimum and that's it. But if you go to a country where there's bare maximum, you have to suffer to get there. And if you just sit and just want to be poor, poverty is expensive.
You get?
That's it.
So this is why I'm telling you, most women are fronting. Like you guys read the comments, most women are fronting because of that. But if the expectation were lower, like you're saying, most women at my age they will have kids, and that's biologically, that's facts. That's how it is. Most women have that splash from the age of 16 to 30. After 30, most women, if they have money, this is why you see a lot of 30-year-old women plus. If they don't have kids, they don't want to have kids after. They don't. Because after that age, you don't get this crashing. Menopause is coming.
Can I hear Raccoon? Raccoon, what's your view on that? You think women after 30 don't have the scratch for children? Do you agree with her?
Honestly,
Be real.
I think it depends. I think in her generation, it might be true. I think her generation, like I think this upcoming generation, it might be true based on how they were brought up.
But they haven't hit 30 yet. We can't speculate. We can't speculate on someone who's 23 talking about when they get to 30, because we don't know how they'll change their mindset.
But I'm speculating based on the stats. It's not looking like the birth rate's going to shoot up because they hit 30 years old. I think it's going to go it's going to plummet, right? I think that expectation is just going to drop, right? Now, in, generations.
So what will happen then? What will happen then? So if they don't have kids at 30, you just think that this generation that she's a part of just won't produce babies. Is that what you're saying?
There are going to be a lot of single people. Women are going to be single. Men, like they might be cohabitating. They might just date, whatever, stay together for like couple years.
Relationship.
Move around. Yeah, they might just date around and hook up, but there's not going to be kids, man. I don't think there's
most
kids.
women in 10 years, 55% of women are going to be single and childless. That's what literally is going to happen. Like, after 30, like that, I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. And I'm probably one of them.
And I think that like Saudi will get to a point where, again, women are going to face a lot of political issues for the birth rate. Like it's like in Japan, for example.
Thank you. She said women in Africa are having kids in their 20s because that's when this crash is. Women in their 20s want to have kids. They always want to fuck. Me too. Right now, want to fuck.
No, but no. Hold on. Don't just read selectively. Read what he wrote before as well. He said it's only applicable in the Western world. What we're talking about, because women in Africa. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Yeah. Don't be selective in your reading. No. He's saying this what you're describing, this idea that after 30, women won't have children. He's saying that's only applicable in the Western world. He's saying in Africa, women are still having kids in their 20s. It had nothing to do with the scratch. So you're just don't pick and choose part of the argument. He's saying that it's...
You're the one saying that most women in their 20s want to be boss babes, but that's not true. Like
no, but not in Africa. I'm not talking about African chicks. A girl in Nigerian bush want to be a boss babe at 20. No, she's trying to get wrapped up. A girl in India, in the sticks of India, she wants to get wrapped up. We were talking about Western women in their 20s, early 20s. They don't want to get wrapped up. In my opinion, you're claiming that a 23-year-old white Canadian girl isn't thinking about education. She's thinking about a husband and kids. I don't believe that, but okay, Phil, everybody can have their different opinion. You're claiming that a 30-year-old, 30-plus woman in Canada today doesn't have an itch to have a baby because she starts to feel her biological clock going down. We're not even discussing the idea of what a biological clock is, the fact that a female's brain is wired to have children, and after a certain age that they're like, yo, my time is starting to run out. We're just totally, hold on, we're just totally putting that to the side, acting like that's not a real thing. After 30, women start to recognize that, my time is finite. That means it's going to wrap up soon. I have a temporary amount of time in order to make this pop, if I want to make this pop. We're acting like that doesn't cause any kind of stress in a female's life. Cool. Go ahead. Like, if we want to live in that kind of fantasy world, fair enough. But let's not pretend that a 23-year-old white Canadian, white British girl is like, I don't want to study, I don't want to work, and I don't want to this, I just want a man to provide for me. I don't see that personally. If you tell me you do, cool.
They don't
You're
have
not a
kids anymore.
woman. Don't you understand? I told you multiple times. You're talking about different point of view. You're not a woman. You're seeing it from what you men are taught. You men are taught that after 30, women are desperate for men, which is not true. It's actually the opposite. After 30, most women don't want a man maybe for dick and maybe for
Not
companionship.
men, not men, not men. Children, not men. Children, I would say.
Yeah,
Not
like
men, children.
yeah, you guys are being. That's what you guys are being taught. But generally speaking, most women my age right now, if you ask deep down, most girls they wanna have kids, but it's not possible because of society. Society changed the rules of women. Society allowed women to have kids in the 20s for so long, but now it's not allowing them to have kids anymore because women are becoming feminine because they can't work. Most men don't go to school.
Is
Most
that good
men
or bad?
they're not hardworking. Most men like the food is making men more feminine because they're eating too many estrogen. Men are having less testosterone right now, so they have less drive to work. Most women are even working more
Is
than
that
men.
good or bad?
It's
Is
bad.
it good or bad?
It's bad.
Hold on. No, not the men part, not the men part, not the men part, not the men part, the
It's
women
bad.
part. The fact that society, is it bad that society is making these women not want to?
It's
Who's
bad.
creating this society? Who's creating this society?
Men, because men created society. You men created society.
Are men, hold on. So are men the ones who are fighting for women to have more rights and ability to go to school and work, etc.? Is it men?
Right? Please don't bring up rights. Is not about rights. Is about women just being human beings in general. It's not even about having kids.
No, not about human beings. No. I'm talking about the right to an education, the right to go in the workplace, the right to not have to be like the 1950s housewife picture that they used to have of housewives. Like, who's pushing that? Who's pushing that? Is it men pushing that?
What's wrong with women having rights? So you don't want women to be?
No, it's no. Hold on. No. Let me make my point clear. No. That's not what I'm saying. 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 I'm saying like no. That's not what I'm saying. Let me clarify what I'm saying. In the 1950s, in the Western world, there was the housewife picture, little old Miss May making apple pie for her husband who goes off to work. Cool. Now it's not like that. Hold on. Hold on. Now it's not like that anymore.
Her husband, she was like a child. You can be a housewife.
Now it's not like that now. No, hold on. Just to be like, but no, hold on. Can you?
Bank account. It's not about being a housewife. Most women want to be housewives.
Feminism is not about being a housewife. Feminism is not about trying to stop being housewives.
No,
That's can.
Let me say to
So
you.
feminism want to fight. Okay. Let me make the point. Because you obviously you don't agree.
You guys don't know what feminism is about. Feminism is about a woman having just like rights as a human being, having her own bank account, being able to vote, being able to like be protected by people, being able to just have a job, just being a human being that can sustain itself.
Don't add the job. Don't add the job.
It's not about not being a housewife.
Wait. Having a job and being a housewife are the exact opposites of each other. Just so you know. So if it's now about having a job, then it's obviously against being a housewife.
You can have a job and still like be how maybe you work once a week.
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Is feminism about giving women the opportunity to work once a week? Is that what this is? Stop it. Like, that's absolutely not true. You know that.
About women having their own rights, being human beings. It's not about women working or not. Feminism gives women a right to either for her to be at home or either for her to work. Before that, women only could be at home. Feminism is for women so they can have rights. They can have their own bank account. They can have their own properties. They can have rights as humans. Before that, women work for the properties. Don't you understand? Feminism is not about
that's I'm not talking about 300, 200 years ago. I'm talking about the 1950s, 1960s. Women were allowed to own houses. Women were allowed. Women weren't human beings.
Huh?
In 1960 in America and in Canada, women were property?
Yes.
What are you reading? Where is that from?
Go look up. Please, I'm not gonna be out here talking about.
Hold on. Women were men's property in the 1960s?
Go make your research. I'm not gonna be out here. Go look up anything for you. That's your job. But back in the days, women they were considered properties. They didn't have anything. Yes, as a woman, you could not the man.
Just to be clear, I'm being very specific, and you're not being specific. You see?
Feminism is not about being a housewife or not. Most women want to be housewives right now, to be honest. They want to be a housewife, most women. Most women right now are even housewives as well. So think about it.
So you okay? That's okay. Okay, so if you're claiming that
let's not talk about feminism. Let's not
feminism
talk about
promotes housewifery, because they're connected, right? Because I was speaking about 1950s, 1960s, 1950s, 1960s. You're claiming a woman couldn't own her own home. A woman was a property of a man. Where?
Women literally got the right like in 19.
When did women allowed to own property in America? When, at what time? When?
1960, 1970, around that time. Go look it up. I'm not gonna go look it up for you guys.
Okay, but just to be super clear with you, that's not correct. Just so you know, like that's actually incorrect. Just so you know, in 1970, that's not when women were finally allowed to buy their own property.
Look it up. I'm not gonna look it up. Feminism challenge the dismantle system of inequality and discrimination. Thank you. It's not about being a housewife or not, okay? So please, if you want to talk about being a housewife or not, that's personal choice. It's not about feminism. Let's not use feminism as an excuse for women don't want to be housewives, because that's not the reason why, okay? Feminism is for women so they can be human beings. That's what most men, that's what I hate about you men. You men think that feminism is bad. Feminism is good.
You do hate, it's obvious you hate men. I get it. I get the man's hate. It's cool. Listen.
That part. I hate you guys that talk about feminism that way. I don't hate you guys. I hate that you guys think that feminism is bad. Feminism is not bad. It's good.
I didn't say it was bad. I didn't say it was bad. Just to be clear, don't put please. No, I didn't say it was bad. Just to be clear.
Bad though. You're making it seem like it's bad.
I didn't say that. No, that's your interpretation. Your interpretation is that because because listen, don't interpret because you're hearing the words I'm saying. You're saying things like women were property in the 1960s. That's what you're saying. Women were the property of men. Those were your words.
Can you read the comments? This girl said 1980s, 1860, my bad, 1860. So before that...
Okay, whoa. Did you just say 18? Or did I say 19? Come on. Okay, so then perhaps if you don't know history like that, fair enough. But then don't tell me to go check my facts. That's all, because I'm making specific statements. I'm saying in 1960... Hold on. In the 1850s, just to be clear, no one said it was bad. Let me be clear once again. I didn't say it was bad. I did not say it was bad.
Are you saying that's the reason why women don't want to be housewives? That's not the reason why.
Yo, Bushman's funny. Bushman's funny.
That's not the reason.
I'm just
don't want to be housewives.
Okay. So no. You're claiming that.
Women don't want to be housewives because they want to be abused. The reason why, like Rakun was saying before, divorce rates are skyrocketing because women they're getting out of abusive marriages because they don't need to, like, they're not men's property anymore. They were not men's property anymore. That's why. It's about that. It's not about
they stopped being man's property hundreds of years ago. Feminism is a concept that came in the last 50 years. Do we see the difference first and foremost? Can we accept that there's a difference there? Cool. If we now accept that difference happened, my point is feminism didn't promote housewifery. Period. It doesn't promote housewifery. It promotes women getting theirs. It promotes women getting out of the home and getting their own.
It doesn't promote that.
Oh, it doesn't? It doesn't promote women. It doesn't promote women being independent and standing up for themselves?
It promotes choice.
It doesn't?
It promotes you having choice to choose what you want. So you're not forced to be
absolutely.
Back in the days, women were forced to be housewives. Feminism gives women a choice. That's what feminism is about. And that's what most of you men don't understand. You men do not understand that feminism gives women a choice. So if a woman wants to work forever, that's her life.
And what are they choosing? As a result?
That's their own problem. Most women are choosing that, but other women are choosing the housewife as well. You men are not going after the right woman. A lot of women want to be housewives.
Okay, hold on. Did you just let's one at a time. Relax, one at a time. So you said most women are choosing that. What's that?
I don't know, working? Yeah, because most women don't want to be in an abusive relationship, that's why.
Okay, so using your premise now, most women are choosing to work because they don't want to be in abusive relationships, okay? Let's accept that premise. Let's just accept it, okay? If now most women are choosing to work, at this age that you are now, what are women choosing?
Most women are choosing to work because they have no choice. But if they had the option, they would definitely give birth to kids. Me too. If I had an option, I'll give birth to kids. But I do not have an option because most men don't provide. I already explained it to you. I don't know.
My point is this, because I'm even reading the comments. Look, my point is this: at the age in the early 20s in the Western world, women are not forced. They're not forced to study. They're not forced to get their own education. They want that. They're choosing that. Hold on, can I finish my point? Let me finish the point. Because obviously people are asking, what's the point? But you have to actually let me get to the point, right? Like, my point is that at that early age, in the early 20s, a woman in the Western world, a white Canadian girl, isn't forced to study. She's not being forced. She wants these things because society has conditioned her to say that, listen, you need to get your own. You mean, Lillian, you say that that's because men are not providing. I mean that it's societal conditioning. Society has told women, listen, you don't need a man at this age. You need to focus on yourself. Later on, which is a follow-on from my point, is that later on in life, women after the age of 30, once they start recognizing that their biological clock is ticking, they then become more and more inclined to be like, whoa, my time is temporary, it's finite, and it's gonna run out eventually. I need to actually do something if I want to have kids, because soon I'll be at a point where I cannot physically produce a child. That is my ultimate point. Lillian, on the other hand, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is saying that after the age of 30, women don't even care about having kids anymore. That itch is not scratching them, or that it's not an itch to scratch for them anymore. And that the itch that they have for kids and, oh, I really want children, is currently at the age of 23. That's when the women have a real itch. But because of men, and because of men's effery, fuckery, whatever you want to say, and their inability to provide, and the fact that they're feminine, forces women to not be able to scratch that itch. That's my final point.
I told you, it's biological though. Like, after 30, most women, like you said, their clock is ticking, so they don't even have that. They just want to be married because of society, like. But it's not they actually crave to have kids. It's like what? Like what the heck? Like I don't know. Let's see.
Okay, but you didn't respond. You didn't respond to my points, though. You see, like, because I made two clear points. And you're not saying why you disagree with them. But I'm trying to break it down, both for you and for the chat. Just trying to break it down in terms of how I see it. Now you can be like, I see it differently. Fine, but we're acting like, in this chat or in this conversation, we're acting like the biological clock doesn't have a mental impact on a female once she hits a certain age.
Dilo, let me ask you a question.
Now technology allows women to give birth later on. It doesn't anymore. Women don't care about that biological clock.
Unhealthy children, more likely, much higher risk. Much higher risk. No, it's a higher risk. I said higher risk. Higher risk.
No, there's not even a high risk anymore.
Listen, any woman above a certain age, it's a higher risk. If you're having in vitro fertilization, whatever the case may be, the risk is higher. Doesn't mean the risk of it's
surrogacy, that all those other things.
Okay, you mean surrogacy, like you mean another woman birthing the child for you?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, like I'll buy that point, fair enough. But it's like, is that the same as you having your own children?
It doesn't matter if you're talking about having kids. So having kids, it doesn't matter how she's gonna have it, as long as she has one, like you said, right? So at that age, if a woman, she's 30, whatever, she will not care how she has it, as long as it's coming, right? Like you're saying, because her biological clock is clocking. But if you want to talk about women really wanting kids, like giving birth to them, is around my age. That's when the women have the energy thrive. This is why most women don't rather have kids around.
I agree. That's when they have the most energy. That's when their body is most fertile. That's when their body is most fertile, etc. I agree with all of that. But mentally, that's not where they're at. Mentally, they're at, let me make sure I get my education. Let me make sure I do all the things that I need to do. Boss babe it up. Listen, I want to travel before having kids. I want to experience life before having kids, blah, blah, blah. All of that instead.
We have the same point of view then. Like you said, mentally, but physically is the other way. We have the same point of view, that's it.
No, okay, but hold on.
You
No,
always
but
say the
hold on. A
same thing,
woman
bro.
being, but I never claimed a woman wasn't more physically fertile at 23
Yeah,
than
so we
at
have the
30.
same point of view.
I never ever said
We have the
that.
same point of view. That's it. We have the same point of view. That's it. Like you
But
said
look,
But
before.
I
Dilu,
never, but I
Dilu.
never.
Let me ask you a
Yeah,
question. Let
yeah.
me
Go
ask you a
on.
question.
Yeah, go
So,
on, go on.
okay, so you said that at 30, like they get the pressure, they get the itch, right, to like have a kid, biological clock, right? But let
I
me
laugh.
ask you, do you think that's permanent? Like, do you think like that's like
What,
always been the case?
like in history, the history of women, kind of thing.
Yeah, like in general, do you think like women, like typically at 30, they get that urge to have a child?
I think women, majority of women, because majority of women want children and want a family. I think, in my
That's the
opinion,
lie that
that once.
society tell you. That's the lie that
Wait, can I finish? Can I finish my sentence, please? Can I just finish my sentence? He asked me a question. You
Go
literally
ahead.
jumping on the case. Relax,
Go ahead.
relax. Be easy now. Be
Go
easy
ahead.
now. Thank you. Be easy now. Thank you. He asked me a question. I think that the majority of women want children, and once they get to that age, above 30, then they get to that stage where they feel like my time is soon running out. I need to find a man and find
Mm,
an opportunity to get children,
to get
right?
children.
Like historically, like women historically were having kids way earlier. So I don't think as many women experienced that itch because they were already popping kids out way before 30,
Hmm.
historically speaking. But in today's day and age, when we are actively seeing the average age of a woman having her first child increasing year upon year,
Yeah.
27, 29, 31 in different countries in Europe and in the Western world,
Mm,
that question becomes a big question. And by the way, I see this with my own eyes. So this isn't
yeah.
something like, so I know people because she wants to,
Yo,
this is the
yes.
bit that I didn't appreciate. Just to be clear, yeah, she wants to discredit, the man's point of view. Like I don't have an opinion on what females be thinking because they be fronting, they be lying to me, whatever the case may be. Cool, they can front to me as much as they like. I don't mind. I could even claim you fronting right now, talking the way you're talking. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't actually know, but I can tell you what I see with my own eyes. I see at the age of 30 plus, women are less inclined to be as strict in their criteria in selecting a partner because they know they want a child, because they recognize that aspect. So at 23, 24, he has to give me 50,000 in the bank, which is what Miss Lillian herself has said. He has to do XYZ, which she has
Mm.
herself exclaimed. But at 30, they're like, well, the brother got a job, right? The brother, at least he working. Let me jump on the boat. I don't mind. You see, like the criteria's lessen as a result because they recognize that, listen, if I want to get the things that I want, I have to
Submit.
adjust my expectations.
I feel like, look, I feel like it will change in the future. I feel like since, again, in the future, a lot of people are going to be single. I think that the pressure to have children is just going to drop severely. I think that women that are 30 now, they might see a lot of their friends have kids, and it might trigger them to feel like, oh, I need to have a family because I can't hang out with my friends. They're taking care of their babies, so I'm sitting here by myself. I might need a man for myself. So that pressure
For
might be
sure.
there. It might also be
For sure.
biological. I understand. Even men, we have a pressure to like have our legacy, like pass down our legacy. Like we do have that pressure too. So I do get that. But then what's funny is, a lot of people that are upper class, they have way less kids than those in low class. So those that are really comfortable, they don't need to survive, but they just tend to not have kids. But then the ones that are like just in that low class, they have the most kids. So
I agree. I
I
agree.
think
Can you
that
answer
there's
the same question you asked me? Can you answer that question as well? What do you think about that same point?
like, what do you mean?
The aspect, you asked me a question, right? You said,
Like if it's
what do
permanent?
you think it's, yes, exactly.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think it's permanent per se. I think that there's like a bunch of factors at play. I think that the biological component that might be that itself might be permanent. But I do think that
Do
like
you
other
believe there's a
factors,
biological clock? Do you believe there's a biological clock in a woman that affects her mentality?
Not anymore.
No,
honestly, I
hold on. I'm
think
not asking you.
yeah, I think that the biological like component is permanent. I think that it affecting her mentality will highly depend on her surroundings. Like it just depends on how much her surroundings stimulate that clock. Like if you live in a society where like no one has kids and like really no one's putting pressure on that, like no one's really caring about that, it's hard to like have the urge because it's always being suppressed. You know what I mean? But if you live society where like your parents are telling you get married, you know, have kids, like oh why can't you be like your sister? Like if you live society like that, you might have that pressure. Like all your friends have kids, your cousin, you might have that pressure. But in the West, it's gonna die down. Like even though it'll be there, but it's just gonna be like a light flame, like a candle. That's it.
So okay, so just to be clear, then you don't think a biological clock as a concept is a thing.
I think uh, I think it might be a thing, but again, I think that the conditioning
It's
can either
society.
turn off that flame or light it up. There has to be
The-
constant
you-
conditioning for it to really
so
like
okay,
actually make
okay.
sense.
Okay, so there's nothing intrinsically in a woman where she recognizes after a certain age that whoa, something is ticking inside me. If I'm gonna have kids, I need to make it happen soon. That doesn't exist.
Yeah,
Because
I
Lillian
think that's
obviously doesn't
conditioning.
believe that exists.
Yeah, I think that's
Okay,
conditioning. I think if you look like it's like China, right? If you're not married past 25, you're like what's it called, leftover. Like if you live society like that, you're gonna have that pressure, bro. But if you
Yeah.
live in society that's like, oh, like why are you having kids? Like you're young, have fun. Like if you live society like this, the pressure will be gone because every time the pressure builds up, or maybe like you're always conditioning it to stay down. Like you're always conditioning it to stay dormant. So it might be there,
but
but it's dormant and it's just
the
protecting
question, the
around you.
difference, yeah, sorry. Let me let you finish. Let me let you finish.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Now, the point about the Chinese woman being left over at the age of 25,
Hmm.
that's a societal
Exactly.
conditioning of how
It's the
they see her,
conditioning.
right? Well, hold on, but that's societal. It's not biological. She can still have kids at 30. She can still have kids at 35. But you know,
No.
the 35-year-old who has a biological clock, that's not societal. At some point she's hitting menopause and she just can't have kids. So that's more fact based. Do you see my point? One is like, oh, that's why people in those countries, let's say India, they're like, oh my God, you're still not married, you have your education, but you still didn't get married, blah blah blah. Oh my God, what are we gonna do with you? Your parents are so worried about you, blah blah blah. You have to get married soon. Like that's societal pressure. I'm talking about factual pressure, like the actual act of not being able to produce children
It's
ever.
Yeah.
science.
Well, I mean,
I see those as two different things. That's
but I
all.
mean, you did mention that like you did factor and you said like do you think that the biological clock will affect her mentality, right? So from the mentality perspective, that's societal
Absolutely.
conditioning. But from strictly biological, yes, at some point she can't have kids. That's normal. I understand that.
Are
But
the
what
two
I'm
not
saying is that
linked? Are the two not linked? Like
I
if
think
you
it's
know
linked
that
by
you
conditioning.
factually can't, it's not
I
linked
think
by fact. The fact that you actually just won't be able to produce the kid, like you just can't
no,
do
I,
it.
I
Like,
think that the idea of reproduction was so severely conditioned amongst humans, and it's normal. Like we want to survive as a human race, right? But what I'm saying is that with the way that the birth rate's going nowadays, man, I'm saying that this conversation will be a thing of the past. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the pressure is not gonna be there, bro.
Put
Like
there.
it'll be a thing of
It's
the past, man.
science. You can have kids at 50 right now. Like you can. I think right now they're planning on creating like a artificial uterus. Like you can put your egg and
Yeah,
something. And I'm
things
telling
will
you,
adjust.
like having kids, you can have kids and in any way right now. I'm telling you, this is what I mean. I'm not even tripping. Like if I really wanna, even when I'm 50, I'll get a surrogate sperm donor. I'll do it. Like I don't care. Like it's not some, there's no pressure for me. No pressure.
Like Dilu, if you were born maybe like 100 years ago where the birth rate was high and you mentioned that, it would have made sense. But in a society where like we're going extinct, bro, there's a reason why. Like it's
I
just not
mean,
working right now.
I would argue at 100 years ago, this conversation wouldn't be happening because the majority of women weren't waiting until 30 plus to have kids anyway, right? Like people were popping out kids already, so it wouldn't make any difference. But
True, but it
this idea that like there's no pressure anymore whatsoever because we can live in a world, or we do live in a world where we're adjusting, and you can now have a kid at 50,
no, 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 no.
and
That's not what I said.
and everything that tells. Yeah, no,
Someone
I
said,
think that's what she said. She said that,
oh,
not you,
okay,
not
she said,
you.
okay.
She said like I can be 50 and I'll just get a surrogate and I'll just this and like there's always like a bailout. It becomes like a bailout. Do you see what I'm saying? They're bailing themselves out of having to make that decision earlier and just being like, no, actually I don't need to. Actually, I don't have any pressure. Actually, it doesn't matter whether or not I have kids up until I'm 45 and I'm hitting menopause almost at the age of menopause. You see my point? Like.
Do we have
Like,
Sterling talk? Please, Sterling, you guys talk too much. I wanna.
Sterling, go, Sterling.
Oh, I'm lost because if I'm gonna be honest, I wish I was here from the beginning because I'm totally lost. Like the argument is going all over the place, and I'm not sure anymore what we're responding to. At some point, I wanted to talk, but now I have to remember what I wanted to say. Like, okay, I'm gonna state this, all right? When it comes to what D. Lou was saying, it's not as if nowadays women that are 30 plus will not have a sense of time is ticking, I need to have children. But that's only going to be valid if they care. What I'm trying to say is we need to think about the society that we are discussing. If we are discussing traditional African society, if I may call it that, and I know I'm generalizing, but I don't have a choice. If we're thinking about that traditional African education household, a woman that is 30 plus, let's say 30, 35, that has no children, her family will be in her ears about having a child. And she would definitely have that biological clock in her head because of society and because of the way she's been brought up. Because that's really the age where you should have had kids already. So maybe if you think that typical African woman, she might be slightly more desperate to actually have a child. She won't respond like a Western woman that's going to say, you know what, I don't care, I can have a surrogate. She won't talk like that just because of the way she's been conditioned, because being able to have a family is so key in those societies, right? So it's not as if you're wrong, but I'm trying to say that it would really depend on the society and the woman. If you take my example, I was brought up very traditional. I'm from Benin, West Africa. I was brought up very traditional. Right now, I'm living in Canada. I've been outside my country for the last 15 years or so. Okay, I'm 30 plus, been married, divorced, I have a child. If you ask me, and I'm 33, okay? If you ask me today, it is the least of my worries to have a man in my life, to get married, to have more children. Because I want to tell
I
society,
agree.
I want to tell society, you say I should be married, you say I should have children, I've been there, done that. I don't care. What's crazy is that most men will see me and think to themselves, oh, she's 30. She must be inspired. She must be thinking about she needs to remarry. Who do I have to prove anything to? Like, on the
Nobody.
contrary, I just can't wait for my son to be 18 so I can be free and live, quote unquote. Like, I'm already living, trust me. Being a single mother isn't stopping me from actually having fun. Like, many people don't even know I have a child because I have that much fun in terms of being out, living my life and all that. But all I'm trying to say is right now, having more kids, I see it more as a burden. If I have more kids, it wouldn't be for myself. It would really be for society or for my parents that wish I could have more, you know? So it
I
would
appreciate
really
that, Sterling. Thank
depend
you for your
on,
perspective,
yeah.
honestly.
So it would really depend on the society that you're looking at. Going back to the typical 23-year-old nowadays. Here again, it
Did you have a
depends.
child? Did you have a child at 23, by the way?
No, I did not. I had him at 27.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
27. I'm 33 now, so
Yeah,
he's going to turn 6 in a few weeks.
okay.
Yeah. So the typical 23-year-old in the Western world, whether she is black or white, I think, yes, has been conditioned nowadays to think about herself first. Career matters, being independent matters. You're the boss, babe. Yes, it's commonly
Thank
what
you.
we see. Okay. That I will agree 100%. But I wonder how we got here. Because I want to say we got here because we've been in a society where women were, I don't know, conditioned to center men so much that now they're sick of it. Now that technically they can fend for themselves, it's like if you're gonna be in my life, you really need to bring something, because technically everything else I can get. Like if you're gonna be stress, if you're gonna bring me stress, if you can't enhance my life, I don't even know why I would have you here. So I agree, but I'm really curious to pinpoint when the switch happened and what caused the switch. I think it's really the fact that historically women were told or conditioned to send men so much. Why? Um, Maybe because they were providers, and yes, they didn't have much of a choice but to stay in a relationship or stay married or whatever. But now they don't, like, the need for a man is less permanent, I think. And that's why a 23-year-old nowadays will tell you, I care more about my career than being married. Now, there's something I don't want to forget. I believe most women are very nurturing. They like to be protected. They like to have providers. If you ask me, I'm such a perfect example because, yes, I fend for myself. I work hard. I might potentially work harder than a man. I take care of myself. But my expectation is to be taken care of 100%. I know it's not common. I know people will say, well, things are expensive nowadays. If we have two salaries, how do you expect that we live on my salary? Why is your money and my money our money? I get that. It's not for everybody. But as much as I make my own, I would highly love it and appreciate it if a man can take care of me. I will put down that hat of being a offender for myself, if I may call it that, as soon as I get a man that can do that for me. All I'm asking is to have a leader that I can trust and follow. I'm not against giving you the crown. Like, actually, I'm searching for that guy that I'm going to give the crown to. So I might fend for
Did you
myself.
feel?
Sorry?
Did you feel that way at 23?
I'm gonna ask you to like rephrase your question. Did I feel what at 23?
Everything you're describing that you would prefer to have right now, at 23, when you were still building yourself up to get to this amazing level you've worked your way up to, did you have that idea that I would prefer not to have to build myself up and just be provided for now? A good leader, etc., etc.
I don't think so. I don't
Fair,
even
that's
know.
fair.
Yeah, I don't even know if I
I'm
was.
doing the clicking fingers right now. I'm
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
the
yeah,
clicking fingers
yeah.
because I respect you.
Because I don't even know if I was thinking about that at the time. The 23-year-old Sterling, she was going to school. I was living in
Yes,
London, going to university.
yes.
I didn't care that much about men and getting married per se. So I don't know if I'm a good example when it comes to the 23-year-old me. Because I
I think
wasn't
you're a
thinking
great
about these
example.
things.
You're a great example, as a matter of fact, in my opinion. And I just one follow-on question from that, please, Sterling. Um, you said you were 33 years old now. You already have a child. Do you think, and you said, you don't need anything from anyone. You would like if you got a certain situation where someone provided for you and took care of you, but it's not something that you aspire to in the sense that, you need it and you want it,
Right.
etc. Right? If you didn't have a child, because this is hard now, it's speculation. Because when I asked
Yeah.
about the 23-year-old, you can speak from experience because you know who you were at 23. But
Yes.
now I'm asking you to speculate about who you potentially could have been at 33 without a child. Do you think your mentality would be the way that you're describing it
I
in
think
reality today?
your point is very valid. And if I'm gonna talk about myself, if I'm gonna be very honest, I potentially will be in a state of mind where I would want to get married and have kids. Why? I will most likely be looking at my peers, and if I don't have a relationship or a husband or a child, I will be feeling like I'm missing out or I'm less than because I'm not like the others. So if at 33 I was never married, had no kids, I don't think I would be speaking the way I'm speaking. I would want to build a family. Okay? Now, Yes. Okay. So I answered your question, but I want to
I
say,
just can I
yeah.
just want to respond to that real quick. I appreciate your candor, and I agree with you entirely, and I see where you're coming from. That's I just wanted to say that. Go ahead.
Okay, sure. And the thing is, you're asking me, but I wish we could ask the average girl and get like a general sense of what the answer would be. Because a 33-year-old today in this society that is not married, doesn't have kids, what will tilt her to care about having children or not, I think will be her upbringing and the society that she lives in. I think because I'm on TikTok, right? I see a lot of those boss babes, and I don't blame them. Like I can tell you that because when I was listening to you, I was under the impression that you assume that every 30 plus woman wants a child. And for that reason, once she sees the clock is ticking, she will, reduce her standard because she wants that kid. I'm under the impression you think that's the case. But I want to tell you, it's changing a whole lot. There are a lot of 40 plus women that are single and childless, but thriving in their careers. If you ask them, some of them will most likely tell you, I wish I had a child. I wish I had a stable relationship. Like in the heart, they wish it was the case. Some of them would say that, but some of them will also tell you, you know what, I've gotten so used to being free and managing my own that honestly, at this point in my life, if I don't have kids, I don't care. Like you would be surprised that the percentage of the 40 plus women that are childless, okay, no, I have to rephrase that. Like the percentage you think in your head right now that would care is not as high nowadays. That's what I'm trying to say. Like the more time passes, I feel like women having children and settling down in a relationship, it's less and less a headache for them. I think. I sincerely think.
I'd tend to agree with that point, but I would like to separate the having children and having a relationship
Okay.
because they're not necessarily the same. You have children,
Sure.
you have a child, but you don't have a relationship,
Sure.
and that adds to the aspect of you not feeling any kind of pressure, which you said yourself that you may have felt if the situation was different, if you didn't have a child, for
I
example.
agree.
So like the idea of a relationship might be onerous, might be difficult, having to cater to a man, etc., might be difficult. Whereas the child aspect, I'd like to just separate the two. Does that make sense? Are those separable?
I'm gonna ask in what way because technically, a woman can really just get a donor and have a child.
Exactly.
In the same way, a woman or human people like humans may choose to be in a relationship and not want children as well. So yeah, the two can be separated. My answer will always be it depends because if I come back to me, imagine tomorrow that I find somebody that I find worthy enough to settle down with, and they want to settle down with me. Imagine they already have children, fantastic. But if they don't and they want children, and I want to be with them, ish, I might just have to. But and maybe because my opinion may change tomorrow. I'm talking off of what I feel today, right? So I'm not saying never. If the occasion presents itself and it makes sense, I just might. But if you ask me today, it's the least of my worries.
In other words, the ideal scenario for you, the way you look at things today, is a man to provide for you and to be in a relationship with you, but not have any expectation of having children, you bearing his child. That's your ideal scenario.
Ideally, like imagine that person is
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
a little more, old than me, like a little older than me, and already have his children. Maybe he's been divorced as well. Like that scenario would be lovely for me because I would not have that pressure of having another child because I'm being in a relationship with somebody that has no children and do want children. You know what I mean?
I get it.
Because
I get it.
I'm not excluding that I might fall in love with somebody that doesn't have children. I'm not gonna hate because of that. I'm not gonna just disregard them altogether because I'm like 100% I'm not having another child. That's not what I'm saying. But ideally, if I if possible, yeah, one is enough. Like society, like you know what I thought the other day? Why do we even have children? Like really? It's such a it's such a what am I gonna say? Selfish choice. Like I didn't plan my child. Okay, how can you start? I didn't plan my child, but I'm now thinking to myself, if I'm gonna have another child, it would most likely be planned, and I don't want to plan. I don't want like if I have to plan, I don't want one because it doesn't make sense to me. It's so selfish. Like, why do you really need to bring another human on this earth? Why are you doing it? Because it's a question I want to ask those women. It's so selfish because you just want to be able to be called a mother potentially. I don't know. I don't know, but that's another.
I mean, this is selfish. Like when you went through certain things, when you actually go through life,
Mm-hmm,
you understand having kids is
mm-hmm.
it's like for society. You don't own those people, like, and that's what I feel like a lot of people don't understand that, like, you don't understand, like, you do not own your kids. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
They're not required to be there for you. You can give birth to your kids, and
Right.
they can be completely disabled. You have to take care of them even when you're old.
Absolutely.
Like, and so like, people don't understand that, and like I don't understand that all that. Like, I feel like that's what makes kind of why you're like that you finding me like this because I'm thinking way ahead of my age, and I understand that like that this is disconnect when it comes to that because most girls my age they will not think it from this point of view, but I'm thinking from
Mm-hmm.
this point of view because I already had my I already saw what I saw. Like having kids is there's no guarantee of retirement. That's not a risk, please, they're
Yeah.
not.
I think we really have to rethink why we're having children. But yeah, that's besides the point. I think your discussion, and actually your discussion was all over the place. Like, I just want somebody to tell me what question are you trying to answer? Can you tell me?
Wow,
Why men are so feminine, Sterling? Why men are so feminine? That's her question.
Why
That's what
men
she
are
want to know.
feminine nowadays?
I'm joking. I'm joking. But that's the way. That's where she would love to for this conversation to go.
I think
Can I just ask before we get into that? Can I ask a question on what you guys just said? I just have one question on that.
Mm-hmm.
If that was a standard, because obviously you've now put forward a philosophy, right? Like having children is selfish, and what is the actual point, right? If we move that along forward, what is the ultimate consequence of that? Wouldn't it be like the extinction of the human
Yeah,
race?
I realize that, but thankfully, well, I don't know if we can say thankfully, but not everybody thinks like me, right?
that's what I'm
But
saying.
but the people that are having children, I'm not sure they're thinking about the furtherment of humanity really when they have the children. Like they're not sitting down and saying, "Well, if I don't have any kids, humanity is gonna go extinct." I don't think so. You know what I
No,
mean?
no, I agree. I agree. I don't think that it is for the selfish reasons that you mentioned earlier. But I just feel like the continuation of the human race is therefore intrinsically linked
Mm-hmm.
to our
Mm-hmm.
selfishness. Do you see my point?
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
we're built selfishly in order to now. I don't know obviously if
Ah,
people are
okay.
religious here or
I
not or
see what
whatever.
you mean.
If we're now created individuals, which I believe we are, created beings, and I don't want to put that on anyone else. Everybody can have their own,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
religious views or whatever. But if we're now created humans, then our
Uh,
creator placed that selfishness
uh-huh,
within
uh-huh,
us
uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
in order for the continuation of the race. Because
Yeah,
if this mentality manifested itself in all people,
yeah.
then the race would die out,
We would be
extinct
doomed.
eventually.
We would be doomed. So yeah, I agree. So yeah, thankfully, not everybody thinks that deep. Not
Yeah.
everybody. Yeah, thankfully.
Like it's very deep thinking, like the way I think, like this is what I'm saying, and this is why I see why you like you're arguing like that. I don't understand that because That's why like I'm one of a kind. I'm rare. I'm one of a kind. Like
I hear you. I hear you.
one of a kind. So,
And I hear you. Now, Sterling provided perspective. I respect that so much, Sterling, because you know what, Sterling, what you did in this conversation is you were like a sober voice because all we had was the 23-year-old female perspective, and you gave the 33-year-old mother perspective as well. And both are equally valid. You know, both are equally valid. Let's be honest. So I don't feel like you came into this conversation with any preconceived notions. You
Because
came with
somehow,
like experience, real life experience, and nobody can take that away. Like nobody can tell you, oh, 23-year-old Sterling was probably thinking like this. Sterling will tell us herself from the horse's mouth how she thought at that time, etc. Do you see my point? So I think that's why it was sobering and necessary. It was a necessary addition to this conversation, to be fair,
yeah,
which I
yeah, it's
appreciate.
always like that. When I'm down in the comments, I listen to everybody, then I come up and I'm like, guys, you might just be saying the same thing but in a different way. And yes, there are some nuances, and the nuances matter always.
Definitely. You mentioned something in the comments earlier where you said I was biased. I was hoping you could speak on that a little bit as well, because I can accept my biases in these kinds of conversations. You know, when I speak on things like, when I say things like, when I'll generalize and I'll say after a certain age, then this is what it is, blah, 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 or at this age, then it's like, it's X at this age and it's Y at this age. Very, very straight to the point. It's my personality. I'm a very direct individual. So I'll speak in very black and white terms. So just in terms of that, like if you can just elaborate on the gray areas for us, please. I would
I'm
love that.
trying to remember because there's so much that was said, right? I think when
I think it was about the biological clock. It was about the biological clock being a relevant
ah,
factor.
yeah, it's what I was saying that I if we try to get into Lou's mind, okay, Lou really thinks that the average 30 plus woman wants to have a child. Like by default, he thinks it is the case, while it's not. Does that make sense? I think that's why I
Yeah.
said biased, because you're assuming
Yes.
that who was saying that
I think
at a certain
majority.
age, that at a certain age, the woman will just, uh, reduce her standards because she now realizes that
Yes.
it's
Yes.
you, right?
Yes. That was. Yes.
Okay,
Exactly. Yes.
okay. So it's not that you're absolutely wrong, but it depends on which society we're talking about. And I think that's why I was saying you're biased, because I wanted to make you realize that nowadays it's not systematic. It's not by default, no more. Because the value that a lot of women now place on relationships is not the same as before. Before, it was like you're nothing if you don't have a man. That has changed dramatically. And again, that poses a very big question. When did the switch happen and why did the switch happen? Because it is a reality. Many women nowadays descend on men. And yes, it starts at as early as in the 20s. Okay, why did the woman, I'm not going to say suddenly, but why is it that the modern woman now thinks about herself more, her career more? She wants to make it a point that she can manage herself without a man. Like why has it become such a thing? I wonder. I wonder. Yeah.
Do you have an answer, or are you asking the question?
No, I'm asking because I think
Oh,
it's philosophical. Because
And
to
you wanted
me,
to say it was feminism.
huh?
And
Aha, yes, I'm gonna
yeah,
come back to
and I
that.
feel like don't bring up feminism.
Yes, listen, no, no, but he has a, I will explain. Okay, again, we're gonna understand each other. Okay, so the first aim of feminism is not to make women hate men and not want to submit or not want to be in relationships, and the man is my adversary and I must be like him or better than him. No, I think like that's why I put the definition. I went to check for myself because I wondered if maybe I was biased too. But if we look at feminism at its core, it's that the aim of that movement is to stop how to explain this, my English tonight. Okay, the aim of that movement is just to make sure that a woman isn't defavorized. Give me one sec, okay?
She's not treated like a second citizen, second class citizen.
Exactly, just because she's a woman. Okay,
That's
so
it.
that's the definition. But the thing is, Lillian, we cannot completely deny that somehow it has made some women more anti-men. We can't say 100%. Yes, it was not the original aim, but we can't say that it hasn't had any effect at all. Because again, it goes back to my point. Why is it that nowadays a woman makes it a point, say, I can take care of myself. I don't need you. If you're there, perfect. If you're not, I don't care. It wasn't like that before. It wasn't like that by default. But now that's what society is defaulting towards. And to me, feminism, though it was not the original aim, played into that somehow. Again, you can be feminist and still be in a relationship, in a marriage where you submit to your man. And I say submit, quote unquote. Okay? Like, it's not as if every little argument you would want to fight the man because you want to show that the woman is right. You know what I mean? So all that to say, I understand Lou. He's not completely right, but he's not completely wrong. If the average woman now somehow makes it a point that she can manage on her own, feminism has something to do with it. Like, I want to put a percentage on it, but I don't know. But I hope you see what I mean, Lilian. Because the woman nowadays has so many rights. She can do so much on her own that she doesn't have to submit. And that power somehow is also getting to her head because it's something that she never had before. No.
Yeah.
And what is the consequence of that in real life?
The consequence is maybe a society where there's less and less relationships and marriages and a lot of divorces and stuff, I guess.
Children? Less children?
Less children? I don't know. I guess that's something we can check factually, whether nowadays we're having more kids than before or if it's the contrary. Does anybody know,
But
like
We're having
factually?
less children right now.
I
We have
think,
less children. And more
I'm pretty sure
women.
we do know.
Huh?
Do we know? Yes.
I'm pretty sure we do know.
And
I'm
what's
pretty
the
sure we
answer?
do know.
We have
The
less?
answer is that the birth rate is declining tremendously in Western countries where feminism has taken its hold at the highest level.
Wait,
And
wait,
as
wait.
Raccoon,
Give me one sec because I want to absorb that. Can you repeat the sentence, please?
so the birth rates in countries in the West, which is where feminism has taken hold at its highest level, have been decreasing. And as Raccoon, who spoke earlier on this issue, the average age of a woman having her first child in the Western world, where feminism is prevalent, has increased year on year.
Interesting.
Used to be lower and now it's higher. So the age of a woman, the average age of a woman's first birth, like when they check at the hospital, is going up. And the number of children being had is going down. That's why all these white people, and I don't know if you're white, no, you're obviously not white. All these white people are complaining about their birth rates decreasing and saying we will be replaced by immigrants and blacks and Indians and whatever. It's because their birth rates are going down. Their
And
birth
that's
rates are
where
decreasing.
okay, now I understand everything you were saying and why you made the points that you made. Because what you're trying to say is, in a society where there's less feminism, women are more inclined to have kids. Is that somehow what you want to say as well?
Absolutely.
Ah,
Absolutely.
I get it now.
I have a point though.
Yes.
For me, like it was never feminism that made me like this type of person. was actually my
Can you
dad.
can you tell us more about yourself? We will hold that thought. It's so interesting. But yes, tell us more about your like, why you think the way you think.
Yeah, mostly my dad. Like he's man like that actually like kind of trained me to think this way. It was never a woman feminism society. Like
Is it that
that's how it is. I feel like for most girls my age is
mhm.
mainly the dad that is telling them focus
So
on yourself,
mm,
focus on your school. You
right,
can have money, you can have your own things because men know how it is, how men are. They know that
I see.
most men right now these days are not dependable.
So
Most
they
men
made you this way to sort of protect you against their peers.
yes, because men know men, right? They know that like most men are not dependable right now. Most men they can't help around the house. Most men right now they're not even
So
most men
Lillian,
right now are
Lillian,
just
So,
what,
lazy.
why would you want to choose?
Bushman,
Why would you want to choose the way you want to be because of
Bushman,
man?
Bushman. I'm
That
so
is
sorry.
so.
I feel
Can
my
I
dad.
say something?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. It's not that I want to be the police of the debate, but please allow me because I think otherwise we're gonna get lost.
Yeah.
Like now we understand further why Lilian thinks the way she thinks. So Lou, you don't need to associate the way she thinks and talks with feminism. She's particular, okay? However, I will give it to you that those facts make sense. It's all related
No,
because
I disagree. I
you
disagree.
disagree. Okay,
I
please
think
talk.
the way she thinks
It is
can be
feminism.
linked to feminism.
Because
I mean,
if it wasn't for
she's a black
feminism,
woman.
she would never be
She's
able
a
to go to
black woman
school,
living in
get
the
a job,
Western
and all these
world,
things.
and
One at a
most.
time, one at a time, boys. One at a time, guys. One at a time. Just
I
because I
think
want to hear both points.
I think
Yeah.
the way Lillian thinks could be linked to feminism. She's a black woman, an African woman living in the Western world, and most ladies her age would think the same, you know. And this is as a result of living in a society where like there's this whole thing about like women versus men. You know, men should
Let
do
me answer,
this, women
William.
shouldn't do that. You
Mhm.
know, and it's very sad because feminism is, in my opinion, a Western construct. It
Lilian,
Told you it's not
Lilian,
because of that though. I told you
Lilian, I
already.
will answer on your behalf. Don't worry. Let Bushman go all
No,
the way.
he's going into the feminism, and we already finished that talk about
If
feminism. We're talking
no,
about
but
why I'm thinking this way, and I'm
Mhm.
telling you the reason why I'm thinking this way is because of an African traditional man. My
no,
dad is
but
very traditional. He's like the most traditional man that I know. He was born in Nigeria, so he's like
Mm.
Nigerian. He was the
that
one
still
that
kind of boils down to
initiated me,
feminism, right? I
right?
mean, indirectly, that's still feminism you're talking about here, right?
But it's
I
my
mean, like,
dad
No.
that he told me this.
yeah, but that still
It's
kind
not
of boils
But
down
society.
it's
to
still feminism.
feminism. It's, you know,
How's that
It's still
feminism?
feminism
If
because,
that's
like,
a
okay,
man
look.
saying,
Because look, let's
What's
say,
your
like,
definition of feminism, Bushman?
because
is it that
would your dad tell you that, like, let's say 200 years ago, he can't, because you can't go to school, you can't get a job, you can't travel without a male's approval. But feminism all allowed you to do all these things. So he's seeing it. He's saying, okay, look, do this to protect yourself from the patriarchy. And now you're saying, oh, that's not feminist. That's just my dad.
it is
It's
not
He's
feminism though?
adapting to the
that
changing world.
That's his dad protecting his daughter. It's not feminism. Feminism would have been a woman telling me,
so you're saying that
fuck this
feminism had
man, do
nothing
fuck
to
this
do.
whatever. That's what feminism. You guys, the definition. Oh, fuck this man. Do
No,
work. Fuck this
no,
whatever.
that is
no,
not
no, no,
Yes,
no, no.
that is not
That's not.
feminism.
Nobody has said that.
yes.
But no one
Nobody
has
has
said
said
that
that.
either. Yeah,
That's what
and I
feminism
haven't
Do
said
you
that.
do you know
Nobody has
why
said that.
there's no point us argumenting? Because we would need to ask her dad why he said so.
And
Like
I'm
only
telling you
he
guys,
can
I'm trying to
answer.
explain to you guys. You guys are not listening to me. I'm trying to tell you guys
Lillian,
why
Lillian,
guys
can I
why.
educate you a little bit, Lillian? Can I tell you something a little, educate you a little bit, right? As back as 19 in the 1920s, way before your dad was born, I presume, right?
What?
1910s, women in Africa, particularly the eastern part of Nigeria, Igbo women, they were making
I'm
a whole
not
lot of
even
money.
Igbo.
They
I'm
were
not even
traders, right?
No, he's
Ask
just
your
making
dad.
the point.
Ask your dad, right? Ask your dad or ask your mom, whoever is Igbo among them, right?
I'm trying to
They
tell
were
you guys
making
why this man is
women were not confined to the home, right? They were making crazy money. They were teachers, they were in agriculture,
I know
they
all
were
these things
making
already.
big bucks, right?
I know all these
You know,
things already. Like you telling
No,
me,
you
like,
didn't know that because you had said that women are confined to the home, right? That's what you said, right? I'm trying to educate you, right?
that was like stop trying to educate me about things that I know. I know about these things. I'm trying to explain to you guys why I'm thinking this. I'm telling you guys this is all patriarchy. It's men that taught me this. It's not women. Women
When you
even
talk
will tell
about
me to stay in the house. Women will tell me be a good wife, be this, cook for a man, cook for this. Women were telling me to even listen to a man. It's men because men know men. Men know that men are now are lazy. Men don't want to work. Men want to use women. Men know all the schemes. So these men trying to protect because men want to protect their daughter. When a man has a daughter, you understand that feminism helps women. It doesn't make women not want to be wives. It doesn't because there's always going to be that society that makes women want to be wives. Always. Me, I'm the most westernized woman, but I will still if tomorrow I will still prefer men more if I like him. If I was full of feminism, I would not cook for, I would never cook for, like isn't it that? Yeah, isn't that what feminism is not cook for a man? So like I haven't been influenced by feminism
I
because if
think
it
I
was
think
that,
I
I
think
wouldn't
that
cook for a man. I wouldn't
I
do
think
anything. I wouldn't listen to a man. I wouldn't do anything. I've been
I
protected
think
by
I think
men.
I think I think your idea of feminism is a facade. I think it's causing more harm than good to
No,
ladies your age and even ladies in their 30s, right? I look around me and I'm seeing like girls that are depressed and like sad and stuff, right?
the
Because I
press,
feel
it's
like
the press
you
here.
don't even understand like what you're fighting for. That's the
Bushman,
problem, right?
Bushman, can I just jump in real quick? Because we have a lady here who already has lived life and is at that age, and she shared a perspective. And I feel like we should take that on board. Sterling shared her perspective. And it's not always doom and gloom when they reach a certain age, which is what the point she was trying to make. So I feel like we should take that into account. Just take it into account. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, Sterling, what was the point you made? I wasn't here what was your point? I'm trying to understand, like, what was the point you made?
We're getting lost in the conversation because, like, Bushman,
Hmm.
He's saying I'm depressed because of this. Like, are you okay with yourself?
one moment.
I'm not saying you're depressed, but I mean,
Yeah,
you
that's what
never.
I'm saying. Like,
I didn't say
maybe
you were
you're depressed because
depressed.
of feminism.
Bushman,
I didn't
Bushman,
say you were
what's your
depressed.
point and why did you come up? You came up to make a point, right?
So my
What is your point, Bushman?
Well, somebody's depressed. Me, I'm happy with
so
myself.
my point is, so she was talking about like how she didn't want to get married or like have kids because of this whole idea of like women have to
What
stay
guy said
home and
if
He
it
did not
happens, it
say that.
happens. Nobody said I don't want. I said if
Wait,
it happens, if I get married, and if I don't get
let me
married,
learn now. Make her
fine.
learn now. She didn't
Don't
want to
you
have kids
understand that?
because women are
Don't
supposed
speak
to
on my
be.
life. Don't speak on my life. You're not speaking on my life. I'm telling you guys how I'm thinking, but don't speak on what I want in my life because I might change. You never know, right? You guys say I'm young, right? So I might change. Fuck.
The thing is, it's possible, Bushman, that you did not really get what she was saying.
Yeah, like
Like
you know.
Lillian, will you let him state everything he wants to state, and then we will correct him at
Don't
the
speak
end?
on my life. Don't speak on me. Don't say anything about who I am, please. I beg you in the name of God. Thank you.
I don't think he is targeting you. He's just responding to what you said. Don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. I think you're not happy because he seems to be making points on things that are not true, right?
No, he's saying how like he's like oh he's dangerous. He's messing up. That's I'm like he's messing up my brain. What? When I
Okay,
told
you
you
don't
that
like
this
those
was
sentences.
feminism,
Okay.
feminism is not the one initiating. It's man in my life. It's you men right now. You're talking. It's men like you guys that influencing me. It's not even feminism.
Did you get that, Bushman?
Like, thank you.
No,
Like,
I
you
didn't. I
understand
didn't
what
get
I'm
that.
saying?
Unfortunately, I didn't get that right. I don't even understand what she's talking about right now. But
Uh,
um,
yeah, that's why
but
I'm saying that you might have missed some of the debate.
I
yeah,
just
maybe I did though. Like, I
let me
mean, at this
speak to
point,
you.
like, I mean, Lillian, listen, Lillian. The point is, I mean, I'm not here to attack you. I think you're a young girl. You have your future ahead of you,
Please,
right? You
okay, you know,
understand,
listen to what I said before.
Um,
It's men like you that's been influencing me to have my own stuff. It's not feminism.
but
Feminism
you
is
don't
for
have to
women.
be influenced by any man, though. That's my point, right?
Huh?
You don't have to be influenced by. You don't have to let yourself get influenced by what's happening
But
around
why
you,
are
right?
you triggered by the way she thinks? Lillian, I'm going to ask a question, okay? Um, Do you want to get married or not? And right now, do you care about having children or not?
I don't care about making married or having. I don't care if it happens, happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Okay,
That's how
so
life
it's
is.
not that you're against it. If it happens in a lovely way, perfect. But it's not like your main priority in life.
Yeah, like
You're not telling yourself, I must, right?
yeah.
And I
But
think that's
Lillian,
yeah.
keep it real. Not now, right? Not now. Regardless, not now, right? No matter what, not now.
If like how my life is, like unless something changes tomorrow, who knows? Like
Because you said earlier, right? You said earlier, I'm not ready right now. I still have to do my own thing, etc. Like
that's
you
how
mentioned all of
life
that, right? Okay.
how life is right now. But if something changes,
Which is fair, right? I
You
hope you guys are not saying there's anything wrong with that.
No, I think the thing that she means that should change is if a rich man who wants to provide for her turns up tomorrow. I think that's the thing.
so
And
if
you see Sterling, why it becomes a bit of an issue that
Wait,
because
wait,
that's
wait,
the only thing that can
wait.
change her
Don't speak.
situation.
Don't speak for her, Lillian. I think what you're
No,
saying.
she said those things earlier. By the
She
way,
said it.
sorry because you weren't around. Yeah, she said all of this. I mentioned now. That's
and
why
that's
she's smiling, Sterling. That's why she's smiling right now because she knows.
no,
And
like
Raccoon
that's why
laughing in the
Let
background because he
her
was here
speak.
for it.
all the
Let her
time.
speak.
What about that? Like life can change and life is so unpredictable. Like this is what I love you to see. I think too deep for you guys. Life is so unpredictable. Like tomorrow, somebody might propose to me to go to China for something. Who knows? And then what if I miss the love of my life tomorrow there? I might get married. Like that, but
Yeah,
I'm
because
not like
Lillian,
desperate about it. Like
Lillian, for somebody to be the man of your life, does it have to be like very, very rich? You're not saying
no,
that.
and this is about
Nah, you
providing.
gotta
Like
be
I'm all about
rich.
providing.
Like,
You
if
gotta
you
be
ask
rich. You
me,
gotta be a
I'm looking for a
rapper.
millionaire. I'm not saying no to a millionaire.
The quote from earlier, Sterling was, every time he sees me, he must put 10K in my hand. That was the
No,
quote.
I overdo things for entertainment. Like you need to know, like I overdo things for like
I'm joking as well, by the way. We're
Yeah,
joking because
yeah.
we're
get
playing,
it.
yeah.
It's like
That's why I think apparently that's your problem. Like
no woman is going to say no to a provider. And I swear to you, a provider changes the game real fast because women love to be taken care of. Again, I'm telling you, even though the average woman, and again, I'm generalizing, sorry, now I'm butchers, let's say the average 25-year-old is saying, I don't care about getting married, I don't care about having children, I'm focusing on my career. If she finds a good man, and my definition of a good man is one that actually provides, takes care of her, cares about his family, is a leader. If she finds that package, listen, she's gonna put down that ego real fast. I think
I
until she
agree.
finds that,
Stalin, I have a question though. I have a question about like your definition of a good man, right?
mhm,
My question is this, right? In the Western world,
mhm,
you talk about providing, the man has to provide and stuff,
mhm,
right?
mhm,
With the way the system is designed right now,
mhm,
in my opinion, and this is subject to bias, right?
mhm.
Both the man and the woman should be providing. You know, it should be a balance.
Wow,
I
wow,
love Lillian's laughing right now. She's
wow.
cracking
Like
up.
Yo,
I hear you,
yeah,
and maybe that's logical, but I don't agree. Don't take
because
it away
if
from
we're
me.
talking about equality and equity,
That's the thing.
then
That's the
at the end
thing,
of the day, it
Bushman.
should be 50-50, right? If
Bushman,
we're gonna start a
Bushman.
family, then
Woo!
we're both providing.
Bushman is hitting all the
her,
the
her heart,
buzzwords. He's
her
hitting
heart
all
is palpitating right now.
and the veins
Okay,
are popping on her
can
forehead. I'm
can I
telling you
say
now, this
something?
girl.
Can I say something?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Listen, I'm all for women should have the same right as men and should not be disadvantaged because they are women. This is one of my opinions. I am also of the opinion that if I'm in a relationship, I appreciate if a man can take care of me. It's not as if I'm not going to do anything. Though I'm particular, you may not agree. If tomorrow I find that rich man that can take care of me, I'm not going to work. And I'm not shy about that. I am not, I assume that completely. Okay. But let's talk about
Sterling,
one
you
moment.
used the word appreciate. You
Yes,
used the word appreciate. You
yes.
didn't use the word expect.
It's leaning towards expect more than appreciate, though. Because when I say I appreciate, I respect it. It's what I want. If I get it, fantastic. Again, yes, I was making a point. Though I'm
Go
for
ahead.
equality in a relationship, I do not agree that man and woman should go 50-50. That has never been my opinion. I can understand when a man will say, well, if you want equality, let's be equal on all points. I hear you, but that's not what I mean when I say equality. You may say it's not fair. You may say everything is so expensive nowadays. How is it that we both have salaries and you expect me to take care of you? I hear that also. But I would love to be able to come across somebody that is able to say, you know what, I can take care of you. And to be honest, even though we say that, it's not as if I'm going to keep all my salary to myself and we not invest in a relationship whatsoever. So we may not write it as 50-50. It might be something like 70-30. Again,
No, you're a
maybe
good
even
woman,
60
Sterling. No, Sterling,
Sterling,
you're a good
Sterling,
woman,
Sterling.
Sterling. I'll give you that, honestly.
Hmm?
No, you're a good woman.
Like
Real
at the end
talk,
of the
you're a
day,
good
no
woman
woman
because
wants to be useless to her man. No woman wants to be
Sterling,
useless to him.
I kind of disagree though. I have my own opinions, right? I
I get it.
disagree.
Bushman
Bushman,
disagrees with everything.
You
Bushman,
know,
do you know that with
and
where you are
I'll
going,
explain, right? I'll
you're
explain
the
why I
type
disagree,
of
right?
guy that we will say that yeah, what was the term you used, Lillian? Like, why are all men feminine? Is that yeah?
Feminine, weak.
You're not going to like it, Bushman, but we might just say you're feminine. But we're gonna
It's
shut
not
up.
because we want to work, because of men like him.
Wait,
So we're talking
wait. I
about
would love to shut up and let him finish his point.
yes. So we're talking about this in the context of the Western society, right? You know, America, for instance, or Canada, for instance, right? You know, and if we're being very sincere and logical, right? With the way the corporate world is designed today, a woman has a higher chance of getting into the corporate world. A black woman has a higher chance, even a white woman actually, right, of climbing the ladder compared to a man. Look around you, go to the banks,
Why? Are you
go to
sure?
like offices. I'm telling you what is obtainable in the US and even in Canada, right? Go to the banks, look around you, like count how many men are in the banks and count how many women you see there. Ask for the manager and see who's gonna come out. In that context, yeah? Are you trying to tell me that a woman that's making over $250,000 gets married to a man that's making about like $75,000, $80,000, and this woman expects the man to go 70-30? That doesn't make that's not even logical.
Okay, I hear you. That example is quite specific. You might be saying,
very.
yes, you might be
Extremely.
saying, if I'm going to be with a corporate woman that makes 250,000 and I make less than her, it will be unrealistic to expect me to cover all of the bills. I hear that. So maybe you're saying that the woman in question should bid higher up.
Period. Thank
Okay.
you.
So
See, and before
maybe, like,
Hold on. What
no,
can you
but I'm
explain
not
that? You
done.
mean like she shouldn't be looking for a man who earns 75K? She should be looking for a man who earns more than her.
yes, that's
That
Is
brings
that
up
the point
so
you were making,
Lillian,
Sterling?
calm down. Lillian,
so
calm down.
so
Calm
that then
down.
brings us back to the point that
Let me
most
clarify.
okay, clarify.
Each their own. Okay? I can fathom that. If I'm a corporate woman earning $250,000 a year, and I would want somebody that can take care of me fully, that maybe a man that earns way more than I do would be more comfortable to do it. It would be less difficult for him to do it, right? Because he earns more. I hear that. But at the same time, do you know that a man can earn less than you and still have that provider status? No,
Oh
no.
yeah,
What I'm trying to say is this. It's very rare. Okay, it's very rare, and maybe 250, 75. That's too much of a gap.
yeah, too
That's too much
much.
of a gap.
Maybe like
But
a hundred K.
let's say 250 and 150.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say I earn 250, he earns 150.
so
If he,
Sterling,
as long as his salary can comfortably cover us, it doesn't matter that I make more than him.
So Sterling, like,
Can,
in my opinion, yeah, this whole like provider mentality, right? The man having to provide, I think it's a pre-colonial mentality, or even dates way before pre-colonialism, right? You
What?
know,
Oh
it
yeah.
was it was it was a thing. Let me
Calm
explain,
down.
right?
Yeah, yeah. Go all the
Let me
way. Go,
explain.
go,
Let me explain.
go.
We talk about
let him
feminism
land. Let
today,
him land.
and people fail to realize that this whole idea of feminism that is kind of sweeping across everywhere today is something that was bought from Africa, right? We started practicing this way back in the 1900, 1920, right?
Okay.
There was a time in England where before you got a job, you had to feel your gender, like, are you male or female? If you were female, you ain't getting that job. So that was how the whole idea of feminism came about. Now there is feminism. Now we can compete for the same jobs. Now we can apply for a director position at a
Yeah,
company, and you
but
can get it,
the
right?
thing is,
So
you're
now
thinking about
there's
this.
been
Yeah, go
there's
ahead.
been a huge change, right? You know, in society, right? And you can expect me to go
Mm,
100% on provision of whatever you need
the,
when you're making twice what I'm making. That doesn't make sense to
the
me, at
thing
least, right?
is, you're going very technical with the feminism thing, but I think where a woman is coming from when she says she wants to be provided for is that there is this idea that the man is supposed to provide and protect. It doesn't have to do with the fact that in society they have equal rights. Not exactly. A man, no, okay, wait, how do I put this? A woman will never be a man. And I dare to say that because to me, the idea of a man providing is just biological. Can I say that? Like it's like that by default. And however
Oh,
much we might want to fight it, we can't really fight it.
okay,
And it doesn't
okay.
have
So
to do with the place we have in society.
can I
Yeah,
can I pose a question? Okay, you said it's biological, like quote unquote, right?
if I
So
may.
let's say I provide. I'm a provider. I provide 100% of what you need, right? And then I ask you for, oh, I want to have 12 kids. I want to have 12 babies, right? Are you able to give me 12 babies if I provide 100%?
Why do you want 12 kids though?
You just said biological. If it's biological, if I'm hardwired to provide, then
Uh,
you should be
every
able to give me what I want, like when it comes to
No, wait.
nurturing,
wait,
right?
I'll answer that.
You
It's
have
not
money for 12
complicated.
kids? Because you
No,
definitely
no,
give
no,
somebody for 12
Lillian,
kids.
Lillian, don't go into those considerations. I have an answer. It's not complicated.
You just
You
said
be with
biological, right?
whoever.
I'm going based on what you said,
You
right? If I
wait.
am biologically wired to
Do you know
provide,
what the simple answer is? Everybody should be with whoever is their match. It's not about how many babies. If you want 12 and you're going to provide fully, and it so happens that she's open to having 12, she's going to give you 12. But you providing doesn't mean you must expect 12. But if you find a woman that's open to having 12 and it's also what she wants, absolutely she wants to do 12. But
exactly. So
it's not about the fact that it's not about the fact that you're providing. It's about the fact that you need to find a woman that is okay with whatever you can give. Like
I think he's making that comparison, Sterling, where he's saying if your expectation is a provider financially, his expectation is a provider of 12 children. Like he's
hear
comparing the
that.
two expectations.
So the two, if it's going to happen and there's going to be a match, it will depend on the person. That's all. Like,
And
does it make
then
sense?
just to top that off, by the way, a woman earning 250K and hoping for a man who is 150K and above is a significantly, or maybe even earning as much as her, is a significantly smaller pool than the 75K
Hear
men,
you.
if you
I
will,
hear
right?
you. I hear
So
you.
that can also cause perhaps a woman, because I'll link this back to my earlier situation where I was talking about the criteria being diminished after a certain age, whatever. If a woman is earning a certain amount, she doesn't need the man to provide, and so it might not matter to her that he earns 75K, because now she has a bigger pool of men to choose from, because more men are in that bracket than are in perhaps the 250K bracket, if you will.
Hear you. And again, this will be a preference, but I hear it completely. it might just be a matter of what she cares more about. Do we agree on that? Because, like, if
Yes, yes, I do.
and the want to have children is way stronger than the need to have a man that earns more than her, then yes, the pool is bigger. At the same time, I'm not saying that okay, one may want to say, is it really realistic, okay, for a woman that's maybe in her 40s earning 300K to find a man that earns more than her, right? Like what you're trying to say is that if you look at the average world, it's more difficult to find that individual who's going to be financially more better off than such a woman. And because of that, there's less chances of her settling down. Is that what you're going?
And yes, and just to add to that, does a man who earns 200, 300K value the fact that his wife will earn 250K, or does that not matter to him because his ability to provide renders her salary irrelevant? Do you see my point? Because she wants the guy with the higher salary because it gives her the opportunity to fall back entirely, but he doesn't require that same need of falling back. He's willing to provide, so he'll settle for someone who and settle is the wrong word, but he's more willing to
Yeah.
accept someone because he doesn't value the fact that she earns 250K.
Doesn't care.
Those aren't the things that he values in a woman. He might value the fact that she stays at home and doesn't work, or whatever the case may be, or wants 12 children if you're Mr. Bushman and he's earning 300K. You see my point? But you get my point, right? Like Bushman, if he's earning 300K and he's talking about 12 kids, he's not looking at a woman who earns 250K in a corporate job. He's like, I don't need you to earn 250K, actually. You can earn 20K for all I care. I got us. We'll be good. Like, whatever. Just pop the kids out, because that's what's important to me.
And the match will depend on the individuals. That's all. To me, it's not even a debate. Like, the match will depend on the individuals. That's all.
Anyway,
Okay,
are we
which
good
I
now? We're
respect,
good?
which I respect, by the way. But
good,
I
guys?
think
Are
that
we
it's
good?
the expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good, man. We're good, man. Come on, man.
Raccoon wants to say something. I thought Raccoon was sleeping already.
I was sleeping, but you guys woke me up.
You heard
Yeah.
something that woke you
Wake
up?
your ass up. Wake your ass up, Raccoon. Wake your ass up.
No,
Go ahead.
honestly, let me say something off topic, man. Honestly, do you guys know anything about Universe 25?
Nope. Never heard of that term.
No.
Okay, so Universe 25 was an
No.
experiment. It was done like I think 100 years ago, actually. And essentially, a scientist grabbed a bunch of rats, right? And he wanted to create a utopia for them. So he wanted to create a world for these rats where they had everything they needed, basic needs, water, food, and everything they wanted, they would get, right? So eventually it got to a point where the rats killed each other, right? Everything was perfect, but they all killed each other. And so he wanted to make a point saying that with too much urbanization, right? Essentially what happens is the need for, start a family or social hierarchies, um, socialization, all these things start to collapse because all these basic needs are met. People become individualistic, right? They start to hate each other. Now, we're humans, right? So we don't express ourselves like animals. Animals, they'll use their teeth and jaws. What we do is we abuse, we speak, we cuss, we yell. That's what we do. So this is why we're having these conversations. It's because the social hierarchy between men and women has been destroyed, right? The power dynamic has changed. And so we're getting to a point where men are realizing that women are not worth it. And then women are also realizing the same thing on both sides, right? And we're having these discussions.
Oh.
Right? That's it. So
That's deep.
these
Did
rats,
they stop reproducing?
like the rats, they killed each other. Like they were fighting like gladiators, like they ate each other out. They hated each other, they
Okay.
killed each other.
So
They
no
had everything,
reproduction. They went
not,
extinct, is your point?
they went extinct, exactly. So
Yeah.
reproduction,
So that's what's
zero.
gonna
All
happen
these
to
things,
us.
zero. Yes, like essentially that's what's gonna happen to you guys. You guys are gonna hate each other's
So
guts.
act right.
Like
So act right, Lillian, and go get married and have a bunch of kids.
so
Good. On God's timing, okay?
essentially essentially what I'm saying is you'll always find that like with infrastructure and urbanization, you're gonna see birth rates drop and you're gonna see a fight
And
between males and females because
and
that's
I
how we
think
express each other.
I think that's because in such a society, everybody is more able to do whatever they want. Can we say
Exactly.
that? Like, yeah, they have more choice, they have more liberty, and that's the consequence. Yeah.
So you're gonna see
Yeah.
Africa, well, especially African countries with like a lot more infrastructure. People are more selfish. Like even friendship, they don't like it. You know, relationship, they don't like it. You look at Japan, highly like Japan's a world power. It's a world
Your
superpower.
family don't like
Billions
it.
of dollars, right? But the problem is that Japan, like, no one talks. No one makes friends. They don't have friends. They stay single. You go to hotels, they got robots. You go to restaurants, they got robots. Like no one's socializing, no one's talking, nothing, right? And their birth rate is so low that if you're single over there, your taxes will be higher than someone that's in a relationship.
Wow.
They actually drop taxes for people that are dating, and for
I
every
was reading
child,
that
their
today.
taxes drop. And for single
Yeah,
people, the taxes increase.
that's true actually. Yeah.
And they're
It's
gonna start
very, it's
doing
so
that.
true.
So and oh yeah, I also want to say something. Women have had rights for a long time. 3000 BC. Women have had rights across different empires. Now the issue is um, women have lost rights for economic reasons. Sometimes there's war, and when there's war, there's always an economic problem. Maybe the people couldn't feed themselves, so they have to invade. Some shit like that, right? Women lose rights in cases where there's too much stability, and because of the stability, you get that Universe 25 effect, and because of that bullshit, society collapses. When it collapses, it becomes weak. They might get invaded, blah, 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 blah. So women have had rights many times throughout history, and they lost it. Now, commonly, when they lose it, it's typically when the birth rate drops, and again, they start to look down on men, right? Which is normal, right? You have your own, you got your job, you got your money, you got your stuff. You don't really need a man. The power dynamic has changed, but that as a result of that, the birth rate drops, and then if it gets to a point where it's too alarming, they lose their rights. So kind of like what you're gonna see
Here
now.
now.
Hmm?
Hmm.
Pardon me?
Yeah,
What
something
are you
to
doing
put
right
into
now?
perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, I think what's gonna happen now is just like yeah, people are just gonna keep doing whatever bullshit they're gonna do. In the
But can
future,
I
there's gonna be
ask a
like
question?
replacement. There's gonna be some kind of stuff like that. But yeah, go ahead.
My question is like, how can we heal together? Let's have a
Can't
little positive
you?
spin now.
I'll just for another time.
How can we
Look,
heal together?
I have to be
Sorry.
cynical. You can't. The reason why you can't is
I want
because
us to heal. I want us to heal together.
okay, but the reason why you can't is because again, humans live a long time, right? So, for example, we're in 2025. So a quarter of this century is already gone, and we haven't made no progress. We live a long time. I'll live till like I'm 80, 90 with this mindset. So humans can live 100 years with the same stubborn, biased mindset with no production, nothing productive, right? So it will take tens of generations to change
Yes.
everything
Yes.
because every human
Nah,
that's born is just too stubborn. Like they're too stubborn, and they're gonna stay like that for a long time,
It's gonna get
and that's the
worse.
problem.
yeah, I think the only way we can live together and in peace and harmony would be a complete change of ideology, right? Which is not possible right now. I don't think it would ever be possible.
Hmm.
I just think it's what it is right now. We just have to live with the way things are right now. We can't go back to the days of our forefathers where there was gender roles. In my opinion,
Yeah,
that's the only way we can live in
exactly.
peace and
Because
harmony. Let the man work, let the woman take care of the kids.
Yeah.
Simple.
exactly,
It was so
and that's
simple back in the days. It was so simple. Like it's
no.
men
But the
that these
thing
But
is,
we
days
can still choose that. We can still choose that.
most
we
men don't want to
can't.
provide. Even these guys
For
saying
We
that
here,
actually
to
can't. It's not
I'm
gonna
like,
happen,
work.
the man has to reassure the woman a whole lot.
thank you. We have to reassure women because women right now they're scared. They're not. When a woman can be in a relationship, she feels safe. That's women
Look,
like
the
just
issue is, look, the issue
safe.
is if women stop working, right, there's gonna be economic collapse. That's the problem.
True.
So they have to work.
I
But the problem is
never
that the
thought about that part.
right, and then the more they work, the lower the currency, actually the higher the currency drops, like it loses its value.
Okay,
So
so
like,
let's
But
all work. Let's all
women have
work
been working in all of the history of humankind. Is it
somehow.
just about women working? Like
no, because
I
the
don't know if
difference
it's
is
about women working.
because the difference is before they were trading different things. Like they were not trading money; they're trading like spices and like leather. Anything that you have that might be valued that I might give to someone else that needs it. Like if I know someone that needs leather and you give me leather, I can give you what you need. That's how people used to trade. But then now we have money, right, to make things simpler. But the problem is that we've printed so much cash, right? Because before women worked, there was just enough cash to circulate to pay men's
It's not
salaries.
about women working
But
though. It's
when
not about that.
but then when girls started working, we had to print cash to pay their salaries. Like there's no way, like we
It's not
had to
about
print money, right?
that.
And then the problem is that now we have so much cash, right? But the amount of goods that are out there is still the same, right? Like you don't
Technology.
have
You
more
have to
home
say
builders, you don't
technology.
have more plumbers, you don't have more of any of these things. So these things will increase in value because they're rare, and we have more people battling for the same things. That's why there's a housing crisis because I mean we're not building anything. No one knows how to build anything here, right? It's just gonna keep getting
I don't.
worse.
I don't think that's the case, though, Raccoon. I think there is the skill is there, but I think there's not much cash circulating. Actually, I think it's the opposite, in my
Yeah.
opinion, right?
So
I
nothing.
think there are people have skills. Like I mean, they're builders, they're like plumbers, they're electricians, they're nurses,
No, but
doctors, right?
but listen. In
Hmm.
Canada, right? Canada has, let's say we do have labor, right? Nobody wants to work. And most construction companies in this country hire immigrants, they pay them cash, because that's the only way to convince them to actually work, if they work on cash. Because when they come here, they can't work more than 20 hours a week. So to make enough money to survive, you have to work on cash. So they work construction. But the issue is Canada has a lumber issue. Such a lumber issue that it's so rare that the cost to build a house ends up being the same value that the house is sold at. So these builders are not making no money. They're only building it because the government's paying them. And the government's paying them because there's no market for it. Like no one's creating these construction companies. Like it doesn't exist like before, right? So more people have money, but there's less homes. More bidders. People will bid more money now. But again, there's less homes. So that's why you see these homes are costing millions of dollars. Whereas before they were like 20K because everybody and their cousin had a construction company. They went
So,
and
so
started, they
Raccoon,
retired.
so what would you say is the reason why most people have chosen not to work? Like, what would you say is the
Technology.
main reason why? Technology?
Technology, man. Yeah, we want to work from home. We want to work on the screens, man. We don't want to go out and lift stuff and work in the sun. Like,
Yeah, it's
it's too
COVID.
much.
COVID messed up everything. It's COVID. Like
Nah, nah,
it's
this was
not women
before
working.
COVID.
Like
Like, COVID did mess things up. It did convince people to work remotely and like to stick to that. That's true, but it was like that for a long
and
time
now
too.
people don't know how to socialize anymore. Like especially as Gen Z now. Like it really messed up Gen Z. Like now most people might they don't know how to socialize. I'm telling you. Like
Yeah, people came and cooked. Even that. Then you have farmers. Nobody wants to work on farms.
yeah,
Trump just erased half like their immigrant population. All these crops and farms, billions of dollars of food just expired into the field. Like no one picked them. No one took them to No Frills or whatever grocery store you buy your food at. So when you so when it gets to the point where nobody wants to work, these
it's fun.
things go rare, and then again these things become more expensive. So that's the issue.
Okay, can we please wrap this up now? Because my phone is gonna die. But anyway, guys, I thank you so much for everything. Have fun.
I'm glad I came across this one.
Yes, we had good
We
conversation. I learned a
appreciate you.
lot.
We appreciate you, Lillian. We all appreciate
Lyrian.
you, Lillian.
Yeah,
Thank you
I
for
love you,
giving us the
Lydia. I love you.
opportunity
Nah, Lyrian,
and the
it's all
platform.
love, man. It's all love, though. Like
I
I was
love you
not
too,
Always,
attacking.
man.
always.
I was,
I
You
love
know
you
I was
too,
not
how.
attacking
man.
you, right? It
Provide,
was all love.
provide and
I
stop
love
trying to
you.
do 50-50, Bushman, okay?
Of
That's all I
course.
have to say now.
Yo, we're gonna promote more 50-50 in this generation, okay?
Okay, okay. Have a good night,
Take
y'all.
care.
I,
Bye.
All
but
right,
just
so
to
yeah.